purple and white, like a
All right, chat. Here, let me do. How's it going, chat? Today we're gonna keep it very, very light. I've wanted to do this for a while, actually. So, one thing we're going to do is we're actually going to rank, and we're gonna do different rankings. But one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to rank every Pixar, every MCU and Star Wars movie, TV show for Star Wars. There's way too much when it comes to MCU, and way too much when it comes to like Disney Pixar TV shows. So, kind of wanted to just level it there. So what I'm gonna do is, I got guys in Discord who are gonna help me as well. Um, Damn, I actually organized this a little bit better. I don't know why it messed around with my what I had, but oh, you guys can't see. Haha. Fix that chat. I'm so sorry. My mic is getting really quiet. Oh, it's I know why. I know why. It's probably because I didn't have it close enough. But I don't know why. There we go. That should be better if it actually decides. Uh, I don't know why it's not getting it. It did get it earlier. Give me one moment, chat. It was literally here. Now it's not. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do display. That give me un momento. I'm just having some technical. Uh, yeah, I'll just do this. I'll just do this instead. You'll see it in a little bit, chat. All right, let's try this real quick. That's a little bit better. Let me do this, and let's hear what the guys have to say too. I'm gonna put the guys um here. All right, can you guys hear me?
brands.
Yep.
Yes.
You guys should still see my screen, right?
Yep, we do.
Okay.
We do see it.
So
But
this
that's not
here,
all the Disney movies, is it?
no, this is specifically Pixar movies. So
Oh, okay.
I did have it in order, in the
And,
release
and
order.
oh, but then it went.
Yeah, then it just decided to refresh. So
Oh,
yeah, but it's fine because Toy Story was actually one of the first movies to come out.
yeah. And then it was like what? It's like Toy Story and then like Bugs Life
Toy
or
Story
something
and
else.
yeah, Toy Story then Bugs Life. Yep, yep.
Okay.
Those are that's how it starts. Um, I think Nemo, obviously finding Dory.
When can I get my book?
What
Oh, he was no, no. He was because we had a trade, but this guy's not giving us.
book? Oh,
I'm gonna have to go assassinate
Yeah.
him. I'm joking. Don't do that. Don't do that, Cherry. Don't do that, Cherry.
Yeah. I'll give him 78 hours.
So
78 hours is crazy.
damn,
Minecraft
Well,
time or
like,
IRL time?
Minecraft time.
interesting. It's like a mafia.
Oh, what the?
it's like that's an hour. That's an
Oh,
hour of time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just joking.
All
I'm
right.
joking. I'm just gonna leave it today.
So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's start off with Toy Story 1. All right. If you guys were to put it in tiers, so I have S, A, B, C, and D. Obviously, D is the worst. S is the best. Where would you put Toy Story 1?
Number one.
Yeah.
I want to say like a.
A?
Toy
Me
Story 1.
personally, it was pretty like. I think for like a movie series, it started off pretty strong. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like because it's always the first movie that kind of counts, and then the rest of them follow after that.
Yeah.
Especially after seeing all the Toy Story movies.
Okay. All right. All right.
What do you think? What do you
I'm
think,
gonna
Brian?
have
What do you
to
think?
go with
Actually, Ezra.
Jackie on this one. Definitely an
Okay.
A.
Okay. A. Okay. What
What do
about
you
the
think,
rest?
Brian?
Oh, well, I'm gonna take your guys' um opinions first, and then I'll go last. You guys,
I
then
think
chat, and
Cheers
then I'll do.
doing something.
Oh.
I think Cheers doing something. So.
Oh. Okay.
No, I don't really watch them, so I can't really give an
Oh, okay,
opinion.
Oh.
okay. I see. I
You're
see. I
good.
see.
You're good.
So, what do you think, Brian? What do you think? Hmm?
Personally, I think that the crazy part is that um Toy Story 1 did really interesting things in the sense of um a lot of people don't notice is that do you remember in the first part of Toy Story where there's a bunch of kids in Andy's birthday party in his house?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
All of those kids are actually digital clones of Andy. Because they didn't have enough assets to make other kids. So all
that's
they did
crazy.
was just clone a bunch of Andys, and all they did was just change the color of the shirts. That's it. But as for the movie itself, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. It kind of started off a really interesting story, an interesting dynamic between, I would say, Buzz and Woody in this power dynamic of like, in reality, it's kind of what like we all go through as kids. We all have a favorite toy, and then once we get a shinier, newer toy, that becomes our favorite, and then so on and so forth. So that's what I thought. It was kind of realistic at that point, where it's just like we all had a bunch of toys. Like,
And with the new, out with the old.
yeah, and it was
I think it.
uh huh.
I was gonna say. I think it expresses the what is it? The 7 stages of grief or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah. I remember
Like
that
is it
theory.
like I feel like it kind of expresses that. If not, you know.
Jackie gaining all what is it? Movie critic over here.
I mean, I did used to do there was a class in my school,
Uh huh.
and it's called it's called I think it's like basically we watch a bunch of movies and then you write a critique on it.
Okay.
And so we watched like movies from like way back when, like 1900s, 1800s.
Uh-huh.
And then we went from the oldest all the way like newer. And write critiques on the movies that we watched. It was a really easy class, but it was also really fun. Shows you a lot about
All right.
dynamics and what they do.
So Toy Story is A. Chat, do you guys agree? Tell me what you guys think.
I already know one of my answers is going to be really controversial.
I know one of mine is going to be very, very controversial.
Toy Story 4. Wait, can we just go with the number like Toy Story like 2, 3,
No.
and 4?
Let's do it. Let's do by release.
Bro.
Let's do it by release, bro.
I already know Brian's gonna have some shit on this. I think okay. I'm
Okay,
gonna go first a little bit.
wait. The
Okay.
next one is Bug's Life.
Bugs Life.
Life.
Okay.
Let me move
All right.
these
Because
again.
I guess we'll just go in this order then.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wait.
I'm moving them to the right order,
Ezra,
by the
and
way.
then Bryant. Me, Ezra, and then Bryant.
Yeah, go
Because
ahead, Jackie.
We're doing Bugs Life.
Bug's Life is next. Yes.
Okay, Bugs Life, bro. Oh, it's been a minute. I think Bugs Life was good, but it wasn't that like it wasn't like it changed Disney franchise, you know what I mean?
Okay. Makes sense.
Or like it didn't like I don't know how to explain it. Like obviously they made one movie for a reason, so it's like, you know what I mean? So I think based off of the movie, I think I'm gonna say B. But mid B, not like high B.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Ezra, what do you think?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put it at a high B, just because it was really philosophical, but
Uh-huh.
entertaining wise and for who his audiences was, it wasn't really that good of a movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Via, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it.
What's up?
Okay.
What's up?
Interesting.
What's up? What's up with you, Bryant? What do you think?
So honestly, if you want me to be honest with you, Bug's Life is actually one of my favorite Pixar films.
Really?
Honest to God, it is. So it's the one that I
That's
watched the most.
crazy, yeah.
So
That's
here's the story
crazy.
with me, right? Number one, absolutely love Randy Newman. He's the one that sang. Um,
Fair, that's fair.
he's the one that sang a lot of the songs. He's the one that sang "You Got a Friend in Me." He's the one that did "Strange Things Are Happening." Um, Once a Bug, Little Bug, and Bugs like he all of the big music that all the big songs that were done in the earlier parts of Pixar were actually
Mhm.
done by him. But the main reason why I like this movie it's because um it's kind of an underdog story where like this guy who he's not only like an outcast but he's also they're also
Oh.
getting like fucking mistreated by you know the grasshoppers like they actually do
It's
something.
like racism.
I mean yeah if you want to say it like that yeah I
Kind of
mean
kind of follows like the critique of racism. I don't know.
yeah but like what I loved about it was just I love the fact that like he had his own journey and like I love the circus. To be quite honest with you, the circus was so funny. The flea just being like this really, really like kind of like fucked up personality because he's using these guys to like advance himself. But I will say, if I'm being honest, yes, it has to go at B. Um, it's not just like you said. It doesn't do um it doesn't break ground like how Toy Story did, but it was still a really good movie.
Dude, Toy Story broke
Yeah,
ground. That shit
Toy
was crazy.
Story definitely did really good.
All right, and then what's the next movie?
All right, next movie is Toy Story 2.
Number two. Oh yeah, two. Bro, number two.
Um,
Oh, two was I don't know. I think Toy Story 2 is like it's like high B, bro. Like
IB. Okay.
mainly because it was more of
It
it
was a
wasn't
good
like
sequel.
it wasn't even okay, so like his number one was super like there's action packed, there's super like there's a lot of what's it called? A lot of tension, I don't know. And then number two is more like I want to say it's more lax, like and then it kind of progresses the story a little bit more, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Okay.
Um I will say it is great for when number 3 came out. Like
Okay. Okay. Don't get too far. Don't get too far.
yeah,
Don't get too
I
far.
know, I know. But I'm just saying. Like
Okay.
it helped a lot with the next Toy Story movies. So
Okay.
I'm going to say it's like I think it's going to be top of B like for me.
Okay. So I can. Okay. So top of B is okay. Ezra, what about you? What do you think?
Um, I agree with High B. It was a good sequel. It wasn't. I don't really know if it'd be a good, so good when it was a standalone. If it wasn't with the rest of the Toy Story line. Um, I will say though, I did have a bigger connection to it than most people did since I grew up without a dad.
Okay.
So it kind of hit home for me, or at
Got
least I
you,
wish it did.
gang. I'm here. I, no
Yeah.
father, gang. All right, I should be
Um,
joking about that.
but yeah, that's pretty much all I have on it.
Okay. Okay. So you think B? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So
What you got, Brown? What you got on it? Hmm?
for me, it's actually again one of my favorite movies. Just the opening intro where it starts off and it's Buzz Lightyear coming in and it's kind of like a video game. To me, that was
Yeah,
like really really cool. Um,
definitely something that they really that's something that boosted the movie. I want to be honest.
yeah, yeah.
Definitely boosted the movie, and then they
Um,
incorporated it later.
yeah, yeah. They actually made an animated movie based off of just that scene alone. That's one thing.
Mm.
The other thing is that um, the cool thing about this movie was that they did a Star Wars play. It's like, so we meet again, Buzz Lightyear, for the last time with Zurg. That to me
Yeah.
was fucking awesome. I think that shit was fucking hilarious. That to me as a kid was like one of the best things to watch. Then again, we also had the introduction of Jesse, and that song that really was depressing, where Jesse just basically was left alone. That to me was like,
Wait, hang on. I need to change my answer because I completely forgot about something.
damn. Uh huh.
I'm gonna go from high B to low A
Okay.
just because of one thing, and that being the bloopers that they made for the movie.
Yes. 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 I love that. The
The
old,
bloopers were funny.
yeah, the first Pixar movies did that, and it started off with Bugs Life, and then it went on to Toy Story 2, and then Monsters Inc. Those were the movies that actually had bloopers. So yes, I
Um,
agree. I agree, and I was gonna say A too. So the fact that it's two A's versus one B, I think
Okay,
it should be
okay.
on A.
I mean, I'm not gonna disagree. I'm just saying that
Okay.
it's like it's hard because mainly the reason why it's compared to number one. I'm comparing it to number one basically, like you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because it's in the movie series. It's not as I'm gonna say like progressive, but it's also a slower progressive. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
It might just be because it's it's number one movie. Like you know what I mean? Like number one movie always is gonna be progressing the story exponentially because it's brand new and you don't know anything about it. But I could see it in low A. Could see it in low A.
Okay.
All right, what's the next movie, Bryant?
All right. Next one is Monsters Inc.
Oh,
um,
you got Monster Uni, right? Okay, you do. Okay.
Yeah, Monster University is also in here, but Monsters Inc. Where would you guys put? And chat, please. You guys can chat on Twitch to let me know what you guys think.
Bro, it's hard because like, oh my god,
you can't
it's
put
hard
all of
because
them in the high tiers.
no, it's not even that. It's not even that. Well, there's definitely some fucking stupid movies. I'm gonna be honest, in my opinion. But like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying because the funny thing is, the older the movie, the better it is compared to the other ones, right?
I would
Yeah.
definitely agree on that.
So, Monsters Inc. is hard to place because of Monsters University coming out after Monsters Inc. Like,
Okay. Well, let's
be,
do it independent of that. What do you think of this movie independent of Monsters University?
oh, I'd definitely say like probably top, like it has to be top of B. If it can't be any lower than that
Okay.
for
Okay.
me for
It
me at least.
can't be any lower than B. Okay. Interesting.
Like it has to be top B or low A because like it has such a like what's it called? It has such a dynamic story. Like it builds like an entire different world,
Mm-hmm.
like different norms, different ethics, different reasons. Like you know, like they have different reasons for living, right?
Uh-huh.
And then they also kind of show like the government construct and like how sometimes not all governments are good. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying like it builds a lot. There's so much to it. So I don't think it can go below high B or low A. It can't go below that. But it
Okay.
definitely can. I think it can go. I think it can go like mid A. Like not. It's probably gonna be like in between Toy One and Toy Two.
Okay.
What's up, Harley?
Okay. Interesting.
Um, honestly, I'm gonna put this one at a um like mid A, um,
Okay. Okay.
or high A, one of the two. Not sure exactly. Um, in my opinion, it was one of my favorites. The only reason why I can't really put it higher than that is like he said, Monsters University definitely was, in my opinion, was a better movie.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
I don't. I just think that with
What are you guys
because
doing?
you have to. Oh, we're just ranking movies, um, but the thing is that the fact that they bring out Monsters Inc. right, and then they bring out Monsters Uni, it when you think about it, it changes the way you think about the first movie because
There's also
of the
plot holes.
history.
There's also plot
So yeah,
holes.
there's also holes. So it's like I'm like, you know what I mean?
Like
But
one of the things that Mikey said was that they met when they were like little kids, and yet they met when they were in university. So it doesn't make sense. But that's one plot hole. But I get you. So okay,
it
so
just I don't know.
Jackie says A, or at least B. Ezra, you say A, right?
Yeah, I say A.
Okay.
If it's in B, bro, if it's in B, it has to be like the top of B. Like it can't be nothing's going
Okay.
higher than that.
Okay.
I don't think at least.
I would have to say top of B. I'm gonna put top of B here.
Wow, no, that would be an A. Like what?
You think
Oh,
A?
Like there's just too many things like with I
No
feel like it's
offense, but I would have the Toy Story franchise at least C.
Oh no! Hell
I'm
no!
sorry.
That's
you are
crazy.
uncultured. I'm sorry, but that's an uncultured opinion.
I
That's
never
an
watched
uncultured.
it.
Exactly.
And I
That's
don't
like
like
yeah,
that.
so.
that
So
That
you
explains
then you
can't
can't
have.
say
Okay.
it. Then you
Okay.
can't
You
say
can't
it.
say it's on C.
I've watched it. I did not like it as much.
You just say you
as
didn't
y'all
watch it
chatted.
though.
I just said I didn't watch it as much, meaning I watched it for a little. Then by the end of the
Interesting.
movie, I didn't watch it again. The movies that you guys put at B, I binged that shit for like all of my life.
Okay, so in chat they're saying Monsters way better than Bugs Life. I would say yes.
I'm
it is
saying
true,
yes.
yes.
I agree. I agree. It's better
Yeah.
than Bugs Life. That's
I
what I'm saying.
agree, I agree.
It has to be the number one B. Like
Yeah,
I don't think any of the other movies will go past.
yeah.
And if
I
it goes
think
past it, it's gonna go the movie will go into low A. Like there's no way.
yeah, I
No.
agree. I agree.
But
All
I
right.
just think, dude, Toy Story like built childhoods. Like I'm sorry,
No.
but
Yeah.
Toy Story.
Monsters Inc. kind of
It's
fucked up
also-
though.
At a
Monsters
low
Inc. fucked
B,
up. I won't
at
say.
the least.
I will say though
started with
that
a low B.
Harley, I will say that Toy Story when it started off was a more how do I put this? A more it appealed more to
Boys.
men and boys,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, it could have
and
also
then
been the fact that the toys creeped me out because I've always had
So.
a fear of dolls. So it could have
Oh,
been that.
okay.
I'll give
Probably
you that.
that too.
I would say
I'm just-
I would say the models of the children scared me more than the toys, except for the except for the hooker toy.
forgot
That
his
hooker
name, but
toy.
with
The
was
hooker
fucking-
toy was
with the
crazy,
doll,
bro.
The one that was torturing them. No.
Yeah, Sid.
That's what I hated.
Yes.
That's what I hated.
Sid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I
Us
think
toys,
it leaned more to the
see everything.
yeah.
Yeah, I
No, stop. I literally went Smile to yesterday and I couldn't.
yeah,
I haven't had-
not smile.
I've had back-to-back nightmares for 2 days straight. Don't give me any more. I
Okay,
beg.
okay. So
Yeah.
I'm putting Monsters Inc. in high B just because it did two things really well. It made me feel for this monster that took care of this little girl who like doesn't even talk. Like it's like
So basically ethics.
yeah,
and
it's
morals.
it's like a parent movie, right? Where he does whatever he can to protect her. And then at the end, bro, to this day, I'm still pissed off that we don't have a continuation of what happens between Sully and Boo after Mike repairs the fucking door. Like that to me is like the greatest cliffhanger.
We kind of do because it's
Right.
believed that she is the old grandma in
Yeah, I know. There's the Pixar theory, yes, but I'm talking about in actual canon. Remember, the Pixar theory is not actual canon; it's just a theory. But
Wait, no, hold on that.
Hey
part.
Zach.
There's
Because
also
remember,
a theory
it's just
that
a theory.
the
A
girl
game
from
theory.
Turning Red is Boo's big sister. There's that theory that in Turning Red, one of the girls in the friend group is Boo's big sister.
interesting. So I did it.
They
I
have.
go ahead. Go ahead.
My fault. It's just because the way that one of the characters was like characterized with the designs and everything, it mimics the way that Boo's old room was with all the flowers and stuff. She wore flowers.
Oh,
she
right,
always did
right.
childlike stuff.
They also
So-
like Americanized Boo, like
Well,
so like
Yeah.
her
the whole point
her
is
whole
that it's supposed
room
to
and
be
her
that.
parents like because wasn't there a clip? Wait, what? Or am I tripping? No, there was no clip of her parents. Fuck, I'm stupid.
No,
I'm
But
thinking of something else.
but here's the thing, like if we're going by like the Pixar theory that was made, right? Then yes, there's a continuation.
Mhm.
But I'm talking about in actual canon. Like we just got left the biggest cliffhanger ever of like Sully opening the
Right.
door, him saying boo, and then she just says kitty, and that's the end. I'm like, fuck. I've always
Right.
they did a show. It's like Monsters at Work or something like that.
Yeah.
I watched the show, the first season, and the whole entire time I'm over here like, yo, give me a continuation of what happens with Sully and Boo. Didn't get none of it. So that's the only
Alright,
reason why I will knock it down, just because of the cliffhanger. That pisses me off.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I would
Well,
also say
what's the next movie, Bryant?
Next movie is Finding Nemo.
Ooh.
how
That's
soon
hard.
will be.
That's
All right,
hard,
wait,
bro.
We have an order on how we do
Jackie
this.
first. Jackie first. Jackie first.
That's hard, bro.
Okay.
So we're going in order basically. Like we'll stay why we put it. So it's me, Ezra. We'll do Harley, and then if Zach wants to go, Zach can go, and then Bryant.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. Nemo was like, it's hard because I feel like Finding Dory felt like more enticing.
Do
and had more
not
meaning.
include Finding
But-
Dory. This one by itself.
I know.
The butt.
You
Come
I
on,
can't
think
back it
it's
up with anything else on
C.
this
I
list.
think it's C, bro.
You
I
think
don't-
it's
What?
I don't.
C?
Jackie,
That's
kill
crazy.
yourself.
Hey,
There's
don't say that.
So the reason why I'm saying it's C is because the meaning behind like I like the whole story, but the whole idea of he randomly got swept away by a boat was stupid.
butt.
Like
He
like
touched the butt.
you're gonna tell me that fishermen are gonna pick up some random ass fish on a boat and then give him to a dentist? Like hell no.
No. It was the dentist who picked him up.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
whatever. I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know. I just think I don't know.
Either way, so for you, it's a C.
I think it's a C.
Okay, all right. Ezra, what about you?
For this one, I'm going to have to put it at low S.
Low S. Okay,
Wow.
all right. So far, me and you are we're there. We're there. All right, low S. Okay, interesting. All right. What's your reason?
Really good childhood movie. I loved it. The journey that both Nemo and Marlin had to go on was good.
Okay.
I like the small details about how like where the clownfish actually lived and how they worked. The only detail that I didn't like about it is the fact that Marlin didn't turn into a female.
Oh, right. Yep.
Oh.
That'd be too
Realistic.
confusing for kids.
Yeah. I get you. Okay.
Um,
So S for you.
But other than that, I feel like it gave, unlike like Shark Tale or something, it gave a realistic view of what
Oh, is
life
Shark
is
Tale,
like
are
under
Shark
the
Tale
sea.
in this?
No.
No,
But
but
that
I'm
was the
giving a
movie that was made.
comparison.
Yeah, that was the movie that was made
Yeah.
around that time too.
Unlike Shark Tale, it gave a more realistic view of what life would be like underneath the sea for fish. I feel like.
Okay.
Also, I like how the little green fish guy ate the deep sea fish with the light and the end credits.
Oh, right. Okay. Awesome. What about you, Harley?
Are we allowed to like kind of like pinpoint like certain like topics that are like combinations in like the tier list already? Like,
Mhm.
are we allowed to do that?
What do you mean by that?
Explain.
Okay, so I would put it. I'm gonna say like where I would put it and why I would put it, and that's where I'm gonna kind of like tell you like why I asked for that. I would put it next to Monsters Inc. because it keeps the parenting role.
Oh, I see what you mean. You're like categorizing it. I mean,
And
you can do that.
all right.
And yeah.
Like, yeah. Sorry.
No. Go. I was agreeing with you. I was
You're
agreeing
good.
with you.
And also like when it came to like the behind story on it with Monsters Inc. Sully was afraid to touch the child because they're poisonous to him. That's like kind of like the gesture that they were given since they were young. Nemo's original name in Latin is like like kind of means lonely or like only. So like my theory, like my thing that kind of puts them together is like they had one thing that they've longed for, because Sully's always that type of guy that wanted to like make sure everyone was happy, like always like have everyone else's feelings before his own needs. Because you see, like speaking like with Tries of Monsters Inc., he always like made sure everyone else was happy, even if he got pissed off himself on some things and he took it out on people. At the end of the day, he would still try to make somebody happy. That's what Nemo was doing, because he wanted to live. He wanted to live the dream that his like late wife had on
You
take
mean
care of her
Marvin?
kids. Yeah, Marvin. Whatever
Marlin,
his
Marlin,
wife's
Marlin.
name is.
Yeah.
Marlin,
No,
Marvin,
no, no.
whatever.
You called Marvin Nemo.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
English. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
All right, keep going,
Maricon.
keep going.
Maricon.
Ain't no way.
But
Dale, dale.
yeah, so like that's why I would kind of like contrast them together, because they kind of had like a parenting role and like long living somebody else's like dream.
Okay.
If that kind of makes sense, because Sully kind of like always tried to like make sure everyone was happy. That's why when Boo told him he was scared of the lizard thing, whatever his name was,
Oh, Randall?
he
Yeah,
like
yeah,
kind of he had like a
Okay.
he was like kind of protective over her, making sure that she knew that like they were just doing their job, like it wasn't anything against her, like making sure she was safe and she felt comfortable and everything. That's why he also called her she called him Kitty and stuff. Like he wanted to keep that like kind of like kind role against it, as well as Nemo's father Marlin. He wanted to make sure that he had tried his best to keep a safe role in a safe environment, because of like the beforehand of what happened before Nemo was born.
okay.
And
Interesting.
well,
So for you, you would put it at B, but behind Monsters Inc. Or
Yeah,
should I say
behind
the
Monster.
right?
I want
The
I
right.
wanted to I want to add to that is that, or not like add, but like just make a statement.
Okay.
That is also one reason I put it at C, because it's like feeding off of Monsters Inc. Like back to back movies, Monsters Inc. and then Nemo doing the
Okay.
same thing.
Okay.
That's why I kind of disliked it, because like after watching Monsters Inc. and you go watch Nemo, it's like it looks really similar. Like it feels super similar, and it feels like the only difference is like the setting
Like
or
theme, yeah,
habitats.
the theme.
You got you.
So
Wait, because I've had a theory on that too. You know, like how in the different like universes, whatever that the movies would try to make. What if like Monsters Inc. and then after Nemo, what if like the movies were trying to tell you like just because we're in different worlds doesn't mean we're totally different? Because you know, like the contrast between everyone in real life, where they're like, "Oh, I'm different from you, so like I'm better than you," that kind of thing. What if like the movie Disney was trying to create like that bond, saying like just because we're different doesn't mean we don't have like a backstory and we're not as different as we all think.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
definitely, that's definitely something that's I would say
A little
is
bit of
like
a little bit of an
smart.
ethics and morals, but you know,
Okay.
Yes,
you
yes.
know me.
What do you think, Brant? What do you think?
So, well, Zach is muted, so I'm
I
gonna.
don't think Zach's.
Oh,
I
I'm
think.
right here, bro.
okay.
Are you
Fuck.
are you participating?
Yes, I just want to participate in this one at
Okay.
least.
Okay.
Okay,
Finding
okay.
Nemo. S, A, B, C, or D? Which one is
A,
it? A. A.
A,
Okay.
A.
Okay.
Okay.
Reason?
I
Yeah.
got
Give me
two
a
good
reason.
reasons.
Okay.
Two good reasons.
Okay.
The butt.
Okay. You like butt. We understand you like butt. It's all right.
Hey, I'm shameless.
Oh.
And I like the turtle guy. He's cool.
Oh, Crush.
You're
Crusher. Yeah. Oh wait. Yeah. Yeah. I think it was
Oh my
Crusher.
god, you know the theory that apparently Moana was the one that helped Crush when he was a baby back into the water.
Yeah. 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 There's a
Because
whole.
he has that same like look,
Yeah. Yeah.
but at the same time, turtles aren't that different.
Okay. So
So
we literally got one C. We got one B. We got one A, and we got one S. So I guess I'm breaking it. Okay. I personally think that it should be going into S category. The reason why is because you have um, memorable quotes, memorable story of a parent being a parent, and then just like the world, like the fact that like I first of all, I love Bruce, and I love the fact that him addicted to eating fish is like an AA meeting. That to me was hilarious. That to me always will be hilarious. So we have
Stop.
we have to put it around A. If we're gonna average this out, it's gonna be A. So I'm putting this over at A, and it's gonna definitely be as good as. Oh, that was Zach
Dark.
left. Okay, so I'm gonna put it at A, at least for now. Low
Okay.
key,
Like I
Nemo
said,
is high B, low A. Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's a good spot. All right,
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it at a low A.
all
I
right.
would
What's the
next
next?
be okay with
next one is Incredibles
Incredible.
1.
Uno.
Mm.
Yes, and there's only one
Oh,
right
bro.
answer. In my opinion, there's only one right answer. Jackie, go ahead, kick us off.
Okay, look, and this is my problem because it's all family dynamic shit. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
Yeah.
it's 3 movies in a row, but I will say, Incredibles had like a way different way different
Family
setting,
dynamic.
way
Yeah.
different setting. Uh, in terms of like historically what time they were put in and all the shit they had to go underground, blah 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 blah, all this shit. Like it's so realistic. Like it captivates like modern day ethics in such a good way, and such also like a way for children and other people to understand, because it helped me, like it's like, because when you looked at it, it's like like they're superheroes, they're cool, they're blah 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 blah, and then but then they're like having to go down to hiding afterwards, like, you know what I mean? But I think it's S tier.
Okay.
I don't know where
Okay.
else I
Okay.
would put it.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. All right, Ezra, where would you put it at?
Incredibles.
Incredibles 1.
This is hard. Um, I'm gonna have to say S tier.
Okay. Okay.
Um, for one of the reasons is that it does a good way of showing how later on in life, most of the time, people let themselves go. They stop being as enthusiastic about things. They let
Super
their
realistic. Super realistic.
strengths die out and stuff. Um, and the family complications that they have, the arguments that they get into, I also feel are a good show of what usually happens in real life as well. It also has a very good replay value as well. So
Mm-hmm. Okay.
um,
So we got two
that's why
S's.
I'm putting.
Two S's. Okay. Harley, where would you put it?
Okay. I low key would put that at a low A.
Low A. Okay. Okay. What's your
Just because
reasoning?
I've been beating around the bush with just putting it at B tier. I would say Incredibles, like, as much as like I can agree with him on that, like it does show like family complications and stuff. I just feel like when it comes down to it, by the time if are we just talking about Incredibles 1?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just one. Just one.
Just the movie. Yeah.
Because you will have different.
Okay.
It'll be different, like different opinions if it was one. Like going
Yeah.
off of 2 as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Strictly going off of 1.
So you say
Alright,
A, right?
so I would say a low A, and one of my top reasons for that is just because like I feel like as much as that family kind of like speaks to like everyone's family members, I just felt violent for that. I just felt violent for that 100%.
Okay.
I also
Because
think
like
that
the
they
shyness of her, like she's so mean. Like if I was an Incredibles character, she's so mean.
that's
And
crazy.
then like her, then like I'm sorry for going off the rails on this part. And then like Ryder, like she's literally me. And then Ryder had to forget about her because he saw her true self. She's literally me. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
don't play
Coding
with her.
Ridinger.
So right, like,
Right.
ugh.
But I'm gonna say this right now that I will say that with the family dynamic shit, I feel like they also made it their own by incorporating like the different like them going to the island and all that shit, like, and then like acting like a family, and I'm like, this is just something you wouldn't like. This is something completely unique to Incredibles itself.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So,
Right.
what do you think, Brian? What do you think?
All right, so
Yeah.
for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Incredibles is peak Pixar. I think everything about Incredibles is amazing. First of all, the realism behind superheroes, the fact that not everything is like,
Black and blue or black and white?
yeah, well, like you know how like in superhero movies back then, it was just like, oh, all this destruction caused, and like there was no repercussions for it.
Yeah.
This was the first movie that actually had consequences for them being
Shows- yep.
superheroes. So that's number one. Number two was the fact that like not only did you have like the superhero aspect, but you also had like the James Bond aspect of things where these superheroes had gadgets as well. And they had a quartermaster, in this case being Edna, which I love Edna. This is a
Oh my
hobo
God,
suit.
Edna, oh my God.
But yeah, like that was amazing. The fact that it's like their own Fantastic Four is really cool too. But I think, and I will die on this hill. Incredibles 1 is peak Pixar. I will put it at S, and that's exactly where I'm gonna put it.
I
think
would
it's
I
S.
would say it's peak Pixar, except for one other movie that I feel like is completely underrated.
Okay, underrated. Okay, I have one movie that I will overrule anybody who says anything lower than S, but we'll get to that later.
What?
We'll overrule it. He says.
Yes,
we
I
all
will
say
overrule.
D tier.
When I tell you that movie got me in a chokehold, but we're gonna wait for it later on. We're gonna wait for it
Okay.
later.
All right. What's the
Okay.
next movie, Brian? Where are we going? Where are we
Next one
going?
is Cars 1. Cars 1.
Cars 1.
Jackie, what do you think?
Shit. Cars 1. Like, this was probably my most watched Disney movie ever. Like, not
Yo,
even
this is
just
top
in-
S. This is top S. No cap. This is
Cars
this is-
1 Cars 1 definitely is good. Like, it's definitely a good movie. I don't fuck. It's
All Cars
now
movies
I'm
an
trying
S,
I'm
bro.
trying to think of it. I'm trying to think of it from not thinking of Cars 2. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of it just as
Okay,
Cars
okay.
1.
Okay.
And honestly, it's either it has to be the very tippity top of A or the very or just low S.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
that's dude. It's so much so much plot and like different dynamics. You see like the modernized dynamics of basically like people out in the city or like people out like being famous, and then you see like the kind of like the slums, different areas like that, and then they show how modernizing things changes everything
Mm-hmm.
by land, by everything.
Yeah.
And then they show people giving back to the the community and type shit.
Okay. Okay. So you,
But there's more to it, but then that's just like the main reasons. All right.
okay. Okay.
Like the general idea.
Yeah, general idea of what I'm thinking.
So
All right, Ezra.
S or A, which one would you like for
I'm
sure
gonna,
put it?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say S. I'm gonna say
Okay,
low
S. Just say S. Okay. All right, Ezra, your turn.
I'm gonna put this at high S, right next to Incredibles. The replay value on this movie was amazing. Definitely my second favorite Pixar movie. I've seen it hundreds of times to the point where I can see it in my own head even now. Um, Fantastic movie. I don't even know what to say about it because I love it that much.
Okay. So S, 2 S's. All right. Harley, what do you got?
Please don't skin me for this. I never watched it.
Oh Lord, that's crazy.
It's okay. It's
Aw.
okay. You're uncultured, but that doesn't mean we don't
Thank you. I
yeah.
know I'm
We're
white.
gonna
Thank you.
we're gonna
I'm
have to
white.
we're gonna have to give you that Disney Plus subscription real quick.
I have Disney Plus.
And you haven't watched
That's
Cars?
crazy.
That's crazier.
No, that's
Okay.
actually whack.
All right, all
All
right.
right. Well,
So then
we'll
we'll
go to
have
Bryant
to
then.
we'll have
I'm
to skip
autistic.
you.
I watch the same movies over and over. It's not my fault. I'm autistic. It's not my
Yeah.
fault.
All right.
That's crazy.
Let's move
Actually,
over
well,
to
I'm
Bryant.
autistic and I watch Cars the entire time, so like it is entirely your
You
fault.
have a different autism. I don't watch new movies and then get bored of it. I
This
watch
movie
the
is
same
like
movie.
almost 15 years old.
And
But
I'm 15. I've watched this since it was open.
so
No.
I will say this. I will
Thank
say this. Do I think it's S? No. Do I think it's a great fucking movie? Yes. You have one of the most iconic scenes in almost all the Pixar movies, and that is when when our boy Mac is falling asleep and the cool drag cars come over, the street cars come over and they start.
Yeah.
Yeah, that to me is one of the most iconic moments in any Pixar movie. Do I think it's S? No. However, I do think it is in the A tier. Number one is a really good movie. Underdog story. You had Doc. Like everything about this movie should have been bad, but it turned out to be really good. So I personally would put it in the A category. Since there's two S's and one A, I'm gonna put it in S category. I'm gonna
What?
kinda average
Why?
it out.
What? Like, what's the deal breaker? Like, why is it not S and it's A?
For me, it's because of the fact that there's just better, in my opinion, there's better movies than Cars,
I see. I see.
and
I mean,
so
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. But like, damn.
yeah.
All right. Let's go to the next movie.
The next one is Ratatouille.
I've been waiting for this one. Turn this one up. I've been
All right, wait,
waiting
wait.
for
So
this
Jackie
one.
first. Jackie first. Jackie first.
Bro.
Go ahead, Jackie. Ratatouille.
Carry on.
Fuck, bro. Dude,
Chat.
it's
Chat. Tell me what do you guys
this
think?
is so like it's so like all over the place. You know, like this movie is so all over the place. So
Jackie,
it feels.
Jackie, think of the goth mommy. Think of the goth
Yeah.
mommy.
Whoa. That
That
is
movie changed things about
look.
me. Okay.
What?
Yeah, that's
Okay, I don't need to know
crazy.
that, but I'm damn. I'm gonna put it like bottom A.
Bottom A. Interesting. Very.
Like it's not gonna go. It's not going. Like it has to be the bottom of A. Like there's. It's not that it's not worth being an A, but it's also not. I don't think it's. I think it's like in terms of how do I explain this? In terms of like the idea,
Mhm.
how do I put this? In terms of the idea, I think it's like up
Like
there.
rats being in a kitchen. That's
Like
the kind of thing.
I mean, there's a lot behind it rather than just rats being in the kitchen, but
What if Tristan was in the kitchen? You're gonna tell
That's
me
people
crazy.
a low A too?
Yo.
people put characteristics before like so like there was something I remember watching a shit about this movie or watching a like people like oh like what is this and blah 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 they're like trying to come up with theories and I'm like the number one thing that everyone talks about is that in this movie it talks about how the rats are being characterized as people in like poor civilizations because of
Okay.
because if you know the one of the main guys Mr. Sheffy Mans, I forget his name sometimes.
Who, Remy?
His name is
Not
literally
Not Remy, the other guy.
Oh,
Fuck, I can't remember.
Linguini.
Linguini, yeah. He has the blood of the proprietor of like the restaurant. So he's like
Gusto.
he's held really high, but then the rat is like held really low, but he has like way better talent.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just showing like I feel like it shows that dynamic of people who are in like a lower class aren't gonna be worse than people who are in a higher class.
Interesting. So you would put it at A. Is that what you said?
And that's also I'm okay. I'm gonna retract that. I'm gonna put it probably like below Monsters Inc.
Okay.
But it's mainly because it's also a childhood movie. I think it's like it's one of the number ones I've watched besides Cars.
Okay.
All right.
Ezra.
I'm gonna go with high B, just because it's one of those movies that I feel like is too good for B, but not good enough for A.
Okay.
That's where I'm at too.
Um,
That's where I'm at too.
I like the like like he was saying earlier, I like the characterization. The bond between Ratatouille and the chef kid is pretty nice because I mean you're gonna have doubts
Remy.
about a rat who just pulls your hair and knows how to cook. Um, the
To be
lore
fair,
in it is pretty. It's decent. It's pretty good, but the overall like conversations that are like the dialogue throughout the movie, I feel like could be better. Um, that's about
also does
it that I have.
it also does a really good thing with colors too, like
Yeah, the
expressing
colors really good.
expressing like the taste in a visual concept. All right, but yeah, I think Ezra's there. Is that it, Ezra? You got
That's
everything
it.
out?
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Harley.
I've been waiting for this one because tell me why Ratatouille put me in my first career choice being a chef because that was my first occupation job that I wanted to be. I wanted to be a chef so bad just because of this movie. So not too much. I'm putting it at a solid A. Just
Okay.
cause like
Okay.
the behind of it is if you think about like ethics and morals. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be saying ethics and morals for a lot of these movies. My apologies, but that's just kind of how I'm
I
rolling.
mean, it's relevant, so yeah, it makes sense.
Because if you think about it, Remy was kind of like forced to be pushed down and from his family saying like you're not going to be worthy of such a thing, and then he ends up building himself up from all of that trauma that he got from his family. Like you're never going to be good enough for this. Like people in this world will just eat you alive. Like that's just like how the world's going to be. You're better off not trying. And then he builds himself up from that, and he ends up being successful. So I'm put that at A. Solid. Sorry, I know I was murmuring too much, but that's my thing. Hello? Are you all right?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
still here.
Yeah.
I think. I
Interesting.
mean, I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Okay, so where would you put it? In
I kind of
you
want to
said
know
in
what
B
y'all
or
She said A, like
A?
like a mid A.
Okay.
Mm,
So
mm-mm.
for me
Like a
personally,
low A kind of thing.
I would have to say A as well. This is one of my favorites to watch.
Okay.
Just because I'm glad that you guys mentioned it, but I love what they do exactly with colors and the fact that um each each flavor has a different color, and the combination of said taste or flavors create combinations of colors. That's one thing. I love cooking, so again, big thing for me. But the thing that I love the most is the whole theme where anybody can do whatever they set their mind to. The big thing that Gusteau said was anybody can cook, and even oh my god, I don't remember the critic, his name, but basically the food critic at the end when it's revealed that Remy was the one that actually cooked the food, it makes sense that he says, you know what, Gusteau was right. I can't believe that a rat actually cooked my fucking food and it was really good. So personally, me, I would put it at A. So I'm gonna average it out with you guys, and I'm gonna put it in A,
Mhm.
right next to Finding Nemo.
That's fair. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't disagree. Like I said, I am like like I said, I'm caught between like A and B. Like you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I just couldn't. It's hard to decide between those.
Okay. Next movie is Wally.
Oh my
Jackie.
god. Oh my god, Wally. Dude, bro. Wally. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it like under Monsters Inc.
Mm.
And only for the reason that only it's not the reason why it's not any higher is because it's a one movie. Like there's no you can't develop off of any of it. But the reason why it's B and not A, mainly because you don't understand what anything of what Wally thinks. Like in the whole movie, you don't understand what Wally is like trying to convey, like his personal opinion or feelings. Even if he's a robot, because Eva can convey feelings, and she's a robot. So I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm gonna put it below MC.
Jackie, are you done with yours?
Yeah, you can go.
I'm actually gonna put it for I'm gonna put it at A, for similar reasons as why Jackie put it at C. I think the contrast between Wally not being able to show any expressions of characters or characteristics, and Evie could, was a good show of the technological differences between them, because Wally, he's not meant to be a unique character in the sense of there was hundreds of thousands of him made. He was just the last one going. He wasn't supposed to interact with people at all,
Wow.
and so overall he was a dead character because technologically, from a technological and business standpoint, he was made that way. Um, Humans were never planning to return back to Earth, as said in the movie. But I feel as if when he found the plant, he started to gain what little character he could, and it showed the original intent of them coming back. Um, I also do like because at the time, when did Wally come out again? Like 2005-ish area?
No, it was like 2009.
Was it really? Um,
Yeah,
but I
2008.
don't. Yeah. Um, Back then it was with the whole AI is gonna be bad, with the fact that the main villain was an artificial intelligence. But I feel as though it showed that robots could just as easily be good as they could be bad, and it depends on how the codes that they were made with. So I feel like from a technological standpoint and from where I stand, it was a really good movie.
Okay. Interesting. So you said A, and then Jackie said C or B.
I said below Monsters Inc. So B.
Okay, B. Okay, we got an A, we got a B. Harley, what do you think?
I'm definitely gonna get killed by the end of this marathon thingy. I haven't watched that one either.
Okay.
Oh my
You're good. You're
lord.
good. It's a good movie. I would watch it. I would prefer it.
It's yeah, I agree. Chat, what do you guys think? Wally, where do you think it goes? I personally, I'll be honest with you, I think it's one of the best movies that Pixar did. Um, not only technologically at that time, because um, the movie itself was beautiful, but also the fact that it actually shared a story about complacency and the fact that we as humans, if you really think about it, we're kind of headed exactly where Wally predicted. Um, and the reason why is again complacency. Like all this automation that we're doing just to make our lives easier to the point where you know where does the hard work end, or where does the hard work start and the AI taking over end? And so that's what I feel like Wally really tries to the message it tries to convey is like, where does our laziness stop? You know, and so personally, I think it should be in A. I think it's better than
Mhm.
Ratatouille. Um, yeah,
I would
right.
agree with that statement.
I think it needs to be an A. That's where I think it needs to be. Just because of the fact that like it was something that actually how can I say it? this was a movie that a lot of people talked about for a very long time. Like this was the
It
movie.
was.
This was the movie that like people were like waking up to this shit, and people were saying like, "Oh, are we heading towards that direction?" Yeah, I think it deserves to be there. Now, here comes the next movie, and this is where I think things are going to get controversial. The next movie is Up. Jackie, Up.
Up. You wait. Oh, up. Oh man. All right. This might be This might be like this might be just like bias, but I think it's high A, low S. Mainly because this is something that Pixar slash Disney has not done, is a completely different perspective from the child, the parental. It's like, because in the movies you yourself are like characterizing everything else as like, oh, these are the parents, blah 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 blah. And then the main characters either parental or they're protecting something. But in this movie, it is completely different, and it changes all aspects of how Pixar. After this, Pixar went in so many directions. I'm gonna be honest, Pixar went in so many directions after Up. Like, it was crazy. Like, especially with different perspectives of like who is who, and like how they're characterizing different people. I think it's gonna be. I have to say it's gonna be like low S
Low
in
S.
my in my personal thoughts.
Interesting. Okay. Ezra, what do you think?
Low key, Jackie kind of just changed my answer a little bit, because I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna put it at C.
Okay.
Up wasn't ever interesting to me as a child. Like I relationship that he had with his wife, it was sad, and it was an emotionally in-depth thing, but that was the only thing that I really got from the movie. But like Jackie said, it was a changing point in Pixar's creation. So I feel like that's worth something at least.
Okay.
So put it I'm gonna put it mid B.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Harley, what do you think?
Real quick, little quote. Not me watching the stream and also being on the call.
Yeah, I know. Appreciate it.
I
Hey, hey,
truly-
hey! Go ahead, go ahead. I
Um,
do it all the time.
yeah, I saw you. I'm gonna put that at A, just cause that's so
Wait, what
sad.
did Ezra say again?
Ezra
I
said
said
Sorry.
mid
B.
B.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
I
Continue,
put it
Harley.
at A, cause that movie was so
Awesome.
sad. Like, literally, it's gonna be sad. Cause why did he have to lose his wife like that? Like, and then he almost lost the house. What? Like, I hate the world. Why would the world get rid of this old man's house? But I'm happy that he lifted up with balloons. So I love the story behind it, even though it was sad. I don't cry to movies, so we ain't crying for that shit. But yeah, I'm gonna put that at A.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna be honest, and I'll say the first 15 minutes of this movie are probably the best that Pixar has done. The reason why I will always say is because Pixar is really, really good, and when I mean like they're the best at conveying emotion and making you feel something. And I think that this movie did something in the first 15 minutes that no other movie has done in the animated world, and um, that was the fact that you felt the loss of this man, and it just hit, bro. Like to me, it just hit. So personally, I think that if we just separated up between like the first 15 minutes and then the rest of the movie, first 15 minutes are S tier. Everything else, I would say, will go to B tier. Um, I think Russell was really annoying. I thought the storyline of the aviator was a bit like just off kilter to what we really wanted, which was the fact that we wanted to see um, Mr. Fredrickson um, actually go to Paradise Falls and put his house there, which was the thing that I really cared about. I wanted to see him achieve his goal of being connected to his wife. So, with that being said, I think it belongs in A,
Okay.
but taking average, I would say it's A because we got one B, two A's, and then one S. So I think on average, uh, it should definitely be
Definitely
on
above.
A. Definitely on A. And Rui, thank you for that comment. I really appreciate it.
That was me. I
Yes.
spent my 100 points on that. That was me. I take credit. I take credit because
I
I
appreciate
take
it.
credit for that. Mm-hmm.
All right, next one is gonna be interesting to hear. Toy Story 3. Jackie.
Oh nah, yo, you better get me fuming with this one, brother.
Oh Lord.
Okay, let's go.
Holy
I'm gonna call the
shit!
priest. Call the priest. We gotta get an exorcism out here. I'm gonna call the priest.
You gotta. All right, all right, all
Call the
right.
priest.
I want to
Holy
go
water.
last on this one because I gotta help someone with some math work while
Okay,
you
okay.
guys discuss.
All right, Ezra, go
Oh, he's a
ahead.
scholar. He said what's
Um,
two?
Toy Story 3.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not really sure how I feel about this one
Okay.
because like it had a lot of M character depth and showing the passage of time with the fact of the toys went to a new location since Andy was going to college. Um but at the same time I didn't like how they changed where it was. Cuz like I feel like if their plan was like to have Andy go off to college, like that should have been like the end of one of the movies, if not the end of the series, to show him, like growing up, it's the toys are over instead of continuing with it. So I have a lot of mixed feelings about this one. So let me get back to you on where to put it.
Okay. 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 Harley, what do you think?
Y'all just love my opinion because why am I the only one who's been talking mad times throughout this whole time? Like that's boring. Everybody got some tea, but it's okay.
All right.
What is it? Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I would say low B. I'll put that at a low B just cause like
The heresy.
it gives major like I wouldn't say like trauma. I would say like cringe. Not cringe. I don't know English. We
English.
working on it, so like just bear with me. But I would only put it at B just because this one scene haunts me to this day. The way that all the kids just started destroying the toys and like doing God knows what. That's trauma. Like if that was me as a child, I would like to be sacrificed and put in a fire like a witch. So
That's crazy.
All right,
I
Brian.
I'm putting
think we
that
can
at a
schedule some
B just because of the
arrangements.
trauma.
Brian, I'm ready.
Okay,
Go
wait.
ahead, Jackie.
Wait.
I already
What
called the priest.
you said what? B?
B.
Yeah, I put that at B.
Okay.
Heresy, by the way. That's heresy. But
I agree. I agree. All right, go ahead, Jackie.
this movie, this is the best Toy Story movie. Like, hands down. I'm sorry, but if you guys disagree, you disagree. But this is the best one. I will have to put this in S, bro. Mainly because there is so much character development and there's so much happening with different characters. It's showing so many different perspectives of how the toys are like trying to go through basically their like I want to say it's their life, but they're trying to go through life finding a new purpose. So this is hands down one of the best like Toy Story movies, if not almost up there with Incredibles on one of the best Disney slash Pixar movies. Not even gonna cap.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it. I think it's above. I think it's above Cars though. I do think it's above Cars.
Okay. All right. So you said S. Ezra, where are you gonna put it?
I'm gonna put it either mid to high S.
Okay.
Because like Jackie was saying, there's a lot going on with it, which made it harder for me to feel a certain way about it.
Okay. All right. For me, you guys remember how I said this is the one that I would overrule anybody's opinion?
Yeah.
This is the one, bro. This is the one. This is
You
automatically
don't even
going.
have to. You don't even have
This
to.
one
bro.
is going to S, and it's the best movie that came out of Pixar. Right? I can give you 5 straight up freaking reasons why. Number one, it should have actually been the ending of Toy Story. Period.
Yeah.
It should have been
I
the
do agree.
ending
I agree.
of Toy Story. Period. They found new purpose. They found a new owner where they can start over. That's number one. Number two, it was the first time I ever actually hated a villain. Like I actively hated this villain because of how he treats our favorite toys, and the fact that when they're going through the conveyor belt and they're like, yo, Lotso, go ahead and try to press the button to stop the conveyor belt, and then he just says, so long, Sheriff. That pissed me off so much as a kid. Okay, like it actively pissed me off. I was in middle school when this movie came out, so I was heated. That's reason number 2. Reason number 3 was the fact that we got more characters and more toys, and we saw how like just how detailed all these toys were. My 4th reason was the loyalty that Woody has towards Andy, and he's basically Andy's ride or die. And the fact that like no matter what, he will always be loyal to Andy. That to me is one of my that's one of my biggest um the biggest traits that I love in people. Loyalty for sure. And then my last reason is how traumatic that ending was when they were in the furnace, and we all thought, everybody thought, let's be honest, we all thought that they were going to die. You cannot sit there and tell me, oh no, we knew that they were going to be safe. No, 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 no. You knew that, or you thought that they were going to die because they love playing with your heartstrings. And that's exactly what they did in that moment. I actually was in middle school and teared up because I was like, bro, am I really going to cry for fucking toys? And guess what? I almost did. So I'll say it now and I'll say it again. This is peak Pixar. This is one of one. This is the Michael Jordan of freaking Pixar movies. That's it.
And this is and
I have to disagree with that. Just because there's one movie I have a higher appreciation for.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
When
this
we-
right now.
when
This
we
is
get
this
there?
is why me and Bryant are best friends, bro. Before Bryant even spoke, the words out my mouth. I'm telling you, bro. I'm saying this right now that there is so much to the movie. It made all other Disney movies like look so low in comparison.
Yep. I will definitely
Like,
agree with that.
Oh my god, like it was crazy. Other than that, bro, holy shit. That's yeah, I don't know. There's nowhere else. It's probably the best movie that's gonna ever come out.
From Pixar. Yep. I agree.
Yep.
All right. Next one is, I can't wait to hear opinions about this one. Cars 2.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
Wait.
gonna choose
Let's
to
go.
go last
Wait.
on this one.
Okay. Jackie, go ahead. Go first. Cars
I'm gonna be
2.
straight with you. I'm gonna be so honest with you.
Okay.
I like some things about the movie, but this movie was kind of hot ass. Like I'm all down for seeing different perspectives from different characters, but holy shit, it swapped up so hard from Cars 1 to being like, this is a homestead town, this is like the slums or like the western area. And then all of a sudden this motherfucker's talking with British people in fucking Tokyo about like doing some fucking James Bond type shit. The only reason I'm not putting it in D is because there is James Bond type shit, and they make it look cool. But with Mater, it just looks fucking retarded, or sorry, stupid. But it's C, bro. I'm sorry, but this
Okay.
movie is hot ass, overrated
Okay.
for some people.
All right. You said Ezra. You said you were gonna go last, so I'll save you for the last.
Yeah.
All right, Harley. What do you think? You didn't see this movie, did you?
No.
Okay. All right. So then I'll go next. I 100% agree with Jackie. This is probably
bro!
the
Suck my
worst.
dick already.
This is
Suck my dick right
no,
now.
we're not doing that. But this is the worst, or potentially one of the worst Pixar movies ever made. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they ran out of stories, but I personally think right here is the turning point of Pixar. Like, this is where their movies started becoming like shaky. After this movie, they just started becoming shaky. I think that this movie kind of ruined Mater for me. They gave me too much of something that should have been. Basically, they gave too much candy. You know, you should only have little bits of candy because then you'll end up getting sick, right? That's the problem. Mater is that candy. We got way too much of it, and it got really annoying really quick. I love Mater. I love Larry the Cable Guy, but it was just way too fucking much. Like, it was just it was like a fish out of water story, but it was just like even worse because he was actively dumb. So it just didn't go well. So honestly, I would put it at D. I would put it at D, but C is appropriate as well. All right, Ezra, go ahead.
Can I just
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Go ahead, Arlie. Yeah, go ahead, Arlie.
can I just say one little thing apart from the TierMaker thing? Ezra, please don't kill me. I have a long
I'm
life
not
to
finna.
live
I'm not finna kill you. Don't worry
or
about that.
hurt me.
Ach.
I've had a long life. I'm having a long, good life, and I would like to appreciate it a little more. Thank you.
That's
I ain't even say nothing about what you said yet. I ain't even say nothing.
You texted and then you stopped texting.
That's great.
That indicates something.
I accidentally hit the space bar, bro. I accidentally hit the space bar.
Mm-hmm. Is that the same space
Anyways,
bar that you
anyways,
gave me?
let me spit my game real quick because I have to disagree with you guys 100%, and I
Oh my
absolutely
God.
fucking love Cars 2,
Oh.
which is why I said that it was gonna be an unpopular opinion and completely controversial.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, I'm just dying.
I loved the mix between the spy shit and the races because with actual spy shit the rest of the people are gonna have no clue at all what's going on. From a comedic sense, it was high comedy with high plot, which I feel like was very difficult to pull off. But in my opinion, they pull it off. But most people don't see it as a high plot, high comedy thing. They just think of it as a high plot in a comedy series. I loved the shift on to Mater because in the first movie he was just kind of the sidekick that was there, but he wasn't there enough. I will admit that they do put a lot of
Oh,
extra focus
Harley.
on him, but I would also like to point out the movie isn't called Lightning McQueen, it's called Cars. However, disregard that point completely when we get onto the topic for Cars 3. I fucking hate Cars 3. That is the worst movie they've made.
Okay. Okay, Brian. Just for hindsight, I'm putting it back down in D. Like Ezra, I want you to understand my opinion on this movie is so strong because I loved Cars 1 so much, and then they ruined it with this movie. The plot is him going to other races and stopping them from dying. That is the entire plot of the fucking movie. And that is it.
Because they had a special gas.
They had a they had a special fucking gas.
Yeah.
And, you know, they go to Tokyo, they go to Italy. I don't even know. They went to Paris, I think. And then it was all the same shit. It was legit the entire movie. They were at Tokyo. Oh, he got introduced to the spy people. You have to stop him from killing them. Oh, you go to Italy. You have to stop them from killing them. Oh, you go to Paris. You got to stop them from... I'm sorry, but like, oh my god, I hated the movie so much. It is...
I
got another question. Have you
Okay,
seen
go.
it since you were a kid, though?
Yes. I actually watched it with my sisters because I introduced them to Cars. I fucking wanted them to have I want them to have a great childhood. And then I was like, okay. My stepdad was like, we have to show them Cars too. My sisters fell asleep 10 minutes into the movie, and it was 5 p.m.
That's crazy.
Just saying, goes to show. I'm just saying, and they're like 5 and 6 here, so.
Okay. That's right. Where would you put it? You said an S or A?
Yeah, I put it at the very top of S.
Yeah, hell no.
Right next to Cars at the very top of S.
Crazy. That is crazy. All right, I'm gonna average it out. It's gonna be a B, even though
No.
it should.
No.
I have to actually. No. Wait, I can't average it out because it's 2 Ds.
It's 2D and an S.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's why I changed it to D.
It has to
At
be
least
a
put
D.
it at least average it out to C at least.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that just for you. I think there is one movie that's worse than Cars 2. We'll
There
get.
definitely is a few movies
Well,
yeah.
worse than Cars.
Quick little question. Did somebody say Harley or am I going mental?
You're going mental.
You're going. I think
Nobody
you're
said
going.
Harley
No
at
one
some
said
point
Harley.
before.
No.
Okay, I'm going mental. So great.
All right.
Love that for me.
Next movie is Brave, and guess what? They also
First.
chat actually said Big C. So okay.
Brave
It's
on
cool,
Brave.
French.
Where does
Brave
Brave
on
go?
C or
No. Cars 2 on C.
oh.
Mhm.
All right, Brave.
I'm
Brave.
telling you right now. There's only one other movie that I will say is worse than that one, but
And
damn, they
I
killed
think-
Cars.
I think me and Jackie are gonna agree with the worst movie. But okay, Jackie, go ahead. Go first for Brave.
Wait, no.
Oh, Brave. Bro, I'm gonna be honest. It's bottom B.
Huh?
It's not that good, especially for like Disney and doing because all of their it's a change for princess movies, but it wasn't like the best change. Because it made the protagonist feel like the antagonist the entire time, and she was just a brat, bro. Like dead ass.
Merida.
Like it just felt like she was a brat the entire time, and then she realized that she was fucking stupid.
Jackie, we finna
So,
fight. We finna
I'm
fight.
just saying, Brave is an okay movie. It is not a.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it's I'm not gonna say it's A. There's no way it's A. I don't think it's A, but I think it's bottom B, like the bottom of B.
Jackie,
Mainly
we fighting.
because she is a brat the entire movie, complaining about every little thing, and then she realized she fucks up because her mom was actually just trying to do what's best for her, and then she's like, "Oh no, you're gonna turn into a fucking cub," and then turns her brothers into cubs too, or whatever, bears, and then she the only reason the movie's good is because of the lore behind the main villain, the enemy bear, you know what I mean? That's the one reason why the movie's good.
Can I go after Jackie? I'm
Yes.
sorry,
Yeah.
but me and Jackie finna have a fight. We finna.
It's
have to
okay,
get-
Harley.
We finna have to get it on.
All right. All right.
No.
No, what do you mean
top
no?
S. That is at top S.
Bro,
Okay.
can you
Now,
not
even I'm gonna have to disagree with that one. Because
like
I hold Brave high, but not that high.
like
No.
I don't think
put
it's
it
I
at
don't think
top
it's A
S.
tier. I honestly don't think it's A tier. Mainly just because, like I said, factually, she is a brat. Like she complained about every little thing.
Okay.
You
well,
can't disagree.
one,
You
I'm
can't
not
disagree with that.
But I had the same story as her with my family and my mother specifically. So I put that as S because
Okay, there's a difference
it was
between
fair to do.
being a princess and being, so being a princess of a nation, and then being like, an average family, right? Being a princess in a nation and being a brat, that's fucked up. Just being a brat in general, I don't think you were a brat personally. You don't sound like a person who was a brat when they're younger. But
Oh.
I'm saying in general, I'm saying in general, bro,
I don't know
she
about that.
is just a brat, bro. And nothing else is gonna change my opinion.
Okay.
All right, Ezra, your turn.
Um, I'm gonna have to hold this as an A tier, just
Ah.
because I feel like the art was amazing. I love the art. I love the aesthetics.
I can agree.
I love the culture
Can
of
agree.
it. The politics in it was amazing. I love the magic in it. I do agree though is that like as a standpoint at the beginning, she was a brat, but I think it has to be considered taken into consider is that she's like 14 or 15 at the time, expecting to be married off to another country. So I feel like that, although isn't historically accurate, for a person of today's ethics and expectations, the brattiness is to be expected.
You see, but
Taking
she has the option to decline though. The entire movie, it's her declining the invitation, right? So think about it. She has the option to decline, and her mom knows it. So she's trying to like, oh yeah, what about this one? She's like, no. And so it's not that
well,
she's
no,
being
because
forced.
at the no at the point of the archery tournament,
Mm.
she is being forced.
She's not being
That's a
forced.
comment.
No,
No, she is.
she
She
goes to
is.
the archery tournament to prove that she's better than them.
Yeah,
In
because
hindsight, showing that she's a brat.
no,
No,
the
I
at
quote
the
her
point
on
of
that.
yeah, at the point of the archery tournament, she is being married off without her thing, without her want to be.
Yeah, but then she goes to her mom and starts crying and says, "I don't want to be married off." She's like, "Okay, we'll give it another night." So,
Okay.
Right, like yeah, for her
and
to
then
think
and then she
over her
goes,
being
then she
married
goes
off.
to a witch, and then she's like, "I want my mom to be a fucking bear because that's gonna fix all my problems." Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Yes, you are.
Am I
Yeah,
wrong?
I think she got
Bear,
tricked. I think she
your
got
mom
tricked.
Yeah, she got
yeah,
tricked.
she said, "I want my mom to know how I feel," kind of thing.
She did
And
not say
so
that.
something
She
like
wanted
that.
her
Like,
mom to change. To quote her exactly, she said that she didn't want her mom
right,
to be her mom.
Yes.
right.
Okay.
So
You want her to
is that
change.
not tell like she could have done anything? I'm just saying like there's consequences to your actions, and if you're gonna tell someone I don't want my mom to be my mom, and then they give you something, you're like this will not be your mom will no longer be her mom. Expect what's gonna happen to happen.
You
Like
also have to take into
uh,
consideration of the naivety of her.
That is true. That is true. I agree with
I'm just saying that her being naive and knowing like what comes with going to witches because remember in this era is like Viking era type shit.
Mm.
Witches were killed off and hung publicly
I disagree
executioner
with that.
style.
Well, well,
Among Celtics, they were not.
yeah. That is.
I mean
That is
Celtics, yeah.
among Christians.
Yeah.
I'm
Among
just saying no, no,
Celtics, they
But
were
wait,
practically
wait.
worshipped.
Okay, okay, wait. We got Jackie saying what? Jackie, what letters did you give it? C or B?
I said low B,
Low B. Okay.
like the bottom of B.
So okay, and then Harley said S, and
I
then
say S tier. Wait, I just got cut off. Can I please save my little piece still?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I cut you off, Stuart. My bad.
You did cut me off.
Well,
Who's the brat
my
now?
fault, gang, my fault, gang.
Who's the brat now?
all right, go.
How am I a brat for that?
Because you only care about yourself and you only put yourself first. That's a brat.
Well, I let
Ain't
Ezra speak, so am I a brat?
Yeah. Okay. Go. Come on.
But you did for your own morals.
Cap.
So no.
How is it my own morals?
Fight.
All right.
Okay. Come on.
Wait, what are you gonna say? What were you gonna say? Sorry, I did cut you off though.
I was gonna say that like
Oh.
she didn't know that she was gonna get turned into a bear. One and two, she just kind of wanted her mother to see her perspective because regardless, she always wanted to form her daughter into her, which she's not her. Just because you're an offspring of your parents doesn't mean you're gonna be exactly like them. You are not going to be a clone of them. Just with the other offspring's part.
Okay.
She cannot be exactly who her mother wants her to be. She has to decide her own path because what's gonna happen when her mother's gone? Think of that. She's gonna know nothing next.
I can't agree with that ideal, but I'm telling you right now, in that time, I'm not, okay. I worded this wrong the first time, but I can tell you now that in that day and age, societies and nations would publicly execute witches. So I'm not saying that they did that, but I'm saying that other nations publicly did that, and everyone knew about it. So
Not
it's just
exactly, no.
But the witch
well,
wasn't
you
out
gotta
there.
remember they're allied with a bunch of nations, so obviously they would
Yeah,
know about it.
those other nations are all of Celtic origin, though.
Now you know all the so in the movie you know that all the nations are from Celtic
Yeah,
origin.
because you can see the Celtic tattoos on them.
On everybody? Well, but you gotta remember
Yeah, they
Celtic had tattoos mean different things. They're not all meaning the same
yeah
thing.
different
They all
tribes
mean
of the area. But if you also look at the maps, they're all within borders of each other.
All right. I think we're going
okay.
too far
Okay. Yeah,
into
sorry.
this. Okay. All right.
Not to mention, if you were to look at the tapestries that her mom knitted by hand, you can see that she showed her daughter to have the same facial structure and everything. Like not showing her green, her reddish hair and stuff. She wanted to make her resemble a younger version of her mom because she wants her to be like her, which that ain't gonna happen. Sorry.
I mean, parents turn their kids into brats all the time. It's okay. It's not the kid's fault. I'm just saying.
Now you say that. Now you say that. After calling her,
I'm still. She's still a brat. Like regardless, it's even if it's not her. Even if it's not her fault. Even if it's not her fault. But all right.
So what
Let's
are
go
the
to Brandon. Sorry.
final verdicts? The final verdicts. So Jackie, you said B.
I said B.
Harley, what do you say? Because you said
She
S.
She said S.
Tier because that's the goat.
Okay. Ezra, what do you say?
I said high A.
High A. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this is again a low point for Pixar. I think
Exactly.
this is one of the worst Pixar movies. Do I think that this is the worst? No, but
No.
definitely one of the worst. I didn't like the movie at all. I thought it carried on way too long about the whole subtext with the mom and her being a bear and all that. Like I don't know. I didn't really enjoy it. I got really bored really quick. And yes, I actually tried to watch this movie. I think around this time, yeah, I was in high school, and I genuinely did not enjoy this movie whatsoever. I went to this movie with a date, and I think I fell asleep in this movie. But I did wake up to like the ending, but I did rewatch it, so I actually did give it a try again. I personally would put it in C. I don't think it's the worst one, but yeah, there we go. So we got an S.
It's
Ezra,
gonna be like
we got an S. We got
S,
a
B, and
A,
C.
B, and C. So middle has to be B.
It's
It has
gonna
to
be like above Bug's Life. I think that's
Yeah.
fair.
You think above Bug's Life? I would rather watch Bug's.
Like no to average it out.
Nah,
to
I'm putting
average
it. I'm
out.
putting it. I'm still
Okay.
putting it.
I mean, I don't disagree, but I was just saying to average. But
okay.
sure.
Okay.
Like
Okay,
I said,
so
movies hot ass. Movies hot ass. But
I
whatever.
agree.
Okay, so I'm fighting Jackie first, then Brian. Got it.
That's
We
crazy.
got it.
All right. What's the next movie?
Next
Brian?
one is Monsters University.
Okay.
All right, Jackie, go ahead.
Now it's gonna get
Fuck, dude, this one's hard. Because it's like you have to think of it's hard because you have to think of now. Okay, you watch Monsters University or Monsters Inc. and then Monsters University. So I think my problem is if I'm gonna put it above Monsters Inc. or I'm gonna put it below it. I don't think it's C or D, and I don't think it's S, but I do think it's either B or A. So I'm honestly probably gonna put it on A tier next to Up.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm just gonna make that. I'm gonna make that simple
Um,
statement. and do that.
Ezra, go ahead.
I'm gonna say A as well. Just because I really like the movie on the side of it gave what early life was like to them in a way. Like Jackie said earlier when discussing Monsters Inc., it did have a few plot holes. But I feel like with the differentiates between the time people watched Monsters Inc. and Monsters University,
Uh-huh.
unless they like watch them back to back, they're gonna forget about those plot holes. Um, and I really do like the way that it creates the bond between Sully and Mike. Um, it really goes to show like how great their bond is, why their bond is so great in these Monsters Inc. movie.
Okay. What would
That's all
you
for me.
What would you give it then?
You said
I had
A.
already said it. Yeah, I said
A?
A.
Okay. All right. Harley, what would you think?
I genuinely agree with all three. I put it at an A tier as well, just cause I feel like
Oh god.
as much as I loved the first one, like the story kind of felt more towards Sully and Boo's relationship. If you kind of look at it in a way, I feel like Monsters University kind of gave more of like a feel for everyone and like what sort of brought it all together. Like, because I put Monsters University first because if we didn't know anything about that, we kind of wouldn't know. We couldn't have a real feel for Monsters Inc. and like the like impact that Monsters Inc. got from like its past story and stuff. So I would put it at Monsters University as top tier A.
Very interesting. Okay. I guess I'm gonna have the unpopular vote here. Uh, I think Monsters Inc. is way, way better than Monsters University.
I agree with that statement. Is that it was way better.
I cannot, in good conscience, put Monsters University on top of Monsters Inc. And
It's
the
okay.
reason why is because Monsters Inc.
Mhm.
The thing that I love is that not everything. Okay, not everything that Monsters Inc. Established needed to be explained, and that's my big problem with prequels. We are brought into this world in Monsters Inc. with the expectation of you'll learn as you go, right? Like you have obviously these weird monsters that are out in the streets. All of them have their own jobs, things like that. And it's just like you're in this world and you're brought into this world with the expectation of you'll understand as we move forward. The need for a prequel was completely unnecessary in my opinion. I did not care about Mike and Sully before they worked in the Scare Factory. The best part about them was the fact that they were working together in the scare floor and then later in the laughter floor, that when they decided to change everything and they found out that laughter was more powerful than screams. So that to me was way more of a interesting story than anything before that. And the reason why is because when we are introduced to these characters, we're introduced with the expectation that they have a lot of backstory. Again, the big plot hole is that they said that since they were kids, and then they're suddenly in university. Like it doesn't make sense, and so that's why I, in good conscience, cannot put Monsters University on top of Monsters Inc. I will
I'm
put
gonna
it
be,
at B.
I'm gonna be honest, Bryant.
Uh huh.
I think what they fucked up on, like in general, is they made a prequel without knowing all the facts, and the movie was. I honestly think that Monsters Uni, like, it's so hard to like place it because of the timing, like specifically because, bro, like Monsters Inc. was great, and then they bring out the prequel for Monsters Inc. and I'm just like, fuck, how do I feel about this? So I don't know. I personally think that in terms of like content, Monsters Inc. was better, but in terms of like appealing to the audience, Monsters University was probably better than Monsters Inc.
Mhm.
I would have to disagree because I think when it came to university, I think that okay, I think for the most part, right? I think it's a problem with expectation, right? The expectation was to continue the story of Sully and Boo. I think that what was what everybody wanted. Okay, and instead we got something that we didn't ask for and that we didn't really need because we didn't have any questions of, oh, how did these guys meet? It was just the fact that this is the established world. This is what they do together. Let's move on. We didn't need that additional backstory. I think it does nothing to the characters. It doesn't grow the characters. Um, as a matter of fact, it kind of it kind of shows off that Sully in reality didn't do anything to deserve to be the best because of the fact that he was already considered the best. And then like
So developing character.
it didn't develop the character because Sully was already the best.
But it showed the true side of him though. Like, like he was just kind of a slob and didn't really care about classes because of his heritage.
Yeah, but but there's no growth in that because at the end of the day, he's still the best. Like he was the best, is the best, and will be the best according to Monsters University. And so the
Mhm.
problem is that that's not really an area of growth that I see at least. Like we see that he's the best in Monsters Inc. and we know that he's the best because of the fact that he has the highest scores. We
Well,
don't
I'm not
need affirmation
yeah.
from that in Monsters University because we already know that in Monsters.
I'm not saying that he's not the best. I'm saying it shows maturity, like a growth in maturity. You know what I mean? Like he starts to become more adult like. And so it shows kind of like his I'm not going to say it's going to show like his it does kind of show his younger side because when in on Monsters Inc, he's kind of described as this big fluffy father figure for Boo or like parental figure for Boo. But in Monsters University he's described as this kind of like brolic jack guy who's kind of doesn't really care about anything and is slacking off. So I kind of gotta disagree and say that it does show character development.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I had said
and
earlier is about it showing what it was like early days because it shows how he became who he is and why he's the way he is.
yeah, and not to mention like the backstory also with it in Monsters University, he kind of let like nobody stand in his way. He kind of thought that he was like the best of everybody, but
It's
then
also an underdog complex too.
yeah, and then by the time Monsters Inc, he realizes to himself that is character development because he realizes to himself, it's actually better to go hands on into a fight with other people than just to go hands on by myself. It would be a higher advantage. Is that gonna make it? Am I gonna make sense here?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm
You
not.
are, yeah. You understand. But place it where you will, Bryant. Place it
All
where you
right,
will.
I
Majority says A, but
I'm gonna
Steamer.
damn bro. All right, I'll put it in A just because the majority said it, but I personally
I
would
know we
not put it ahead of Monsters Inc. I think that's absurd.
also I think there's
Then,
remember
then
what I
if
said about early
anything,
about the
if anything,
yeah.
let's do this. I have to do this. I have to. I can't. I'm putting Monsters Inc. in A and putting Monsters University in A. I can't.
Oh
I can't.
no
I can't. I can't.
no it's not there, bro. It's not
I
there.
can't.
It's not there, Brian. It's
Then
not
Sorry.
there.
it's
Okay,
no
how
way.
about this? Put it in B. Put it in
That's
B then.
that's
Put it
that's not
above it in B. Like above
There's
MC and B.
I'm putting it
Brian,
in. There's no
Brian,
way. There's
Brian,
no way. But okay.
Brian.
All right.
I want to like I want to tell you this. Remember what I said about the first movie? Always feels like there's a lot more information in the second or the prequel movies because it's showing everything and it's giving you all the information towards these characters. So it feels like that. I feel like it's showing now with Monsters University, kind of like you can kind of feel the what's it called the inflict, like it's inflicting you with oh, we already know all this, or like, oh, I know all this from the first movie,
Yeah,
but
and that's why I have a problem with that, because I genuinely feel that the information that they give us in Monsters University is redundant. Like, they kind of did a character assassination with Randall too. The fact that he was a nerd and all that, I'm like, this guy is supposed to be cool and conniving. Like, the fact that he was like a nerd doesn't. I don't know. I don't see it like that, but it is what it is. We'll move on. All right, this one.
Can I just say one little thing?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm killing it with this. But Mean Girls reference, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not gonna happen.
what?
Because you keep trying to think that it's better, that Monsters Inc. is better than Monsters UA. It's not gonna happen. Stop making it happen.
Look, I think Monsters Inc. and Monsters Uni have strengths and weaknesses, and I just think that they're like, in terms of appealing to the audience, in terms of like MU was like mainly trying to appeal to the teenage slash like college mind, because it kind of showed that college life, right, in the early days, and then Monsters Inc. kind of appealed to children and parents. So I think that there's just different things for each movie, and I think that they're both good though.
Okay.
And you said, what's the next movie, Bryant?
Inside Out. This one I can't wait to hear.
Inside Out, number 1?
No, I want to hear what you guys have to say about Inside Out.
No, number Inside Out 1 or what? 2?
Yeah, one. I'm sorry. Yeah, one.
Oh, okay. Inside Out 1. Interesting. Okay. Fuck, man. Oh man, this one's hard because all the movies that are already up, it's like harder to place them now. You know what I mean?
I think this was easy, but go ahead.
Like, no, it's not like that. It's just like where I want to put it. I think if we're looking at it from the captured audience of younger children and like teenagers, I think it's above Nemo.
Okay.
I think it's above Nemo, but I don't think it's anything. I don't think it's any below that, but I don't think it's anything below Nemo. Like everything else, if it was S tier, I mean, I wouldn't mind, but I think it's definitely above Nemo.
Okay. All right.
And it's for very obvious reasons.
Ezra, what do you think?
Honestly, I'm thinking high A or low S because unlike most of the movies, I can't really think of any cons that this one had. At least off of the top of my head, because like the character development was good, just the movie overall, like the plot line of the movie was pretty good. It showed good character development with the actual emotions themselves, um, and the inner conflict between them, and the fact that they were all technically working for one person, just had different ways to go about it. But I can't really say it was too monumental either, because it didn't really have anything really high about it or have anything really low about it. It was just good, really good overall.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, low S or high A.
Interesting. Okay. All right, Harley, what do you think?
Okay, so
Oh,
Donnie,
she didn't watch this either.
I did watch it actually.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I can definitely see her watching.
Yes, I definitely did. But I'm definitely gonna agree with Jackie on this because like it just was a good-hearted movie, and I would say it's better than Nemo only because of the fact like it really like showed more about the actual child's perspective and how parent like kind of like affects the girl like of the character.
Yeah.
It kind of is there's a back and forth with like Brave and Inside Out 1, but yeah, I'll definitely agree with Jackie on it being better than Nemo.
The only reason I don't want to say S tier is because I can't pull myself to say it's better than Toy Story 1 and 2. Like that's like the only reason. But I could see why people want it in S tier. Just saying.
Okay.
And your turn, Brian. What do you think? What do you think?
Final verdict.
Honest to God, I think that this is. I want to be objective, but at the same time, I'm being subjective. So, my objective mind, this is definitely an S tier movie. Um, I think that the visualization of our emotions and our thought process, the way that everything was meticulously imagined was very interesting. For example, the way that just an emotion touching a memory can change how we feel about that memory says so much, because you can think of like if you have a memory, okay, there are multiple ways of feeling for that memory, and whatever emotion touches it first is how you currently feel and how you will remember that emotion. And so that's what I personally liked about Inside Out. It was just like creative when it came to how it handled emotion. And so
Yeah.
that's why I objectively I can say this is an S tier movie. Yes. Subjectively, I cannot put this on top of Toy Story 1 and 2.
That's how I'm feeling, bro.
Toy Story 1 and 2 and even 3 are just, to me, like amazing pieces of Pixar cinema. And so as much as I love the story, the imagination, like even the fact that like they went into like Imagine Space, and like you had Bing Bong, and just all that to me was just like creative as hell. But I cannot put it ahead of Toy Story 1 and 2. And that's the reason why I would say subjectively A, objectively S. All right.
Agreed.
Okay.
So I'm just saying this right now. That is legit what I'm like. That's how I feel because of Toy Story just had too big of an impact on Pixar. Like it's just, I'm sorry, but it's the fact that it's just like the impact of the movie just just didn't have like it didn't have that crazy amount as Toy Story 1 and 2 did. So above Nemo then? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna put it.
Agreed. All right. Oh, not this one.
So
Dude, this
I
one's
think I think most of us are gonna be in agreement with this one. But
this one's
the next
like
one's The Good Dinosaur. Go ahead, Jackie.
yeah. I think, bro, like I don't know. I just don't think there was like I saw the vision with the movie, but I saw that it was also like there's flaws. A lot of flaws. Um it had this like okay, in my opinion, I had this like little brother big brother complex with the dinosaur and the kid. I think the ending was terrible. Absolutely horrendous because like I said, big brother little brother complex, and they're completely like they're just separating them just and he's okay with it. I think I think it's definitely better than Cars 2. I'm gonna say it's like the top of C for me. I don't think definitely better than Cars 2 though. Definitely better than Cars 2, but
Okay.
because of the visuals, all the like the memories, and everything else like that. Like visually, it was really like appealing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say no.
I want to say it's like bottom B or high C. That's how I'm feeling with it right now.
Okay. Ezra, what about you?
Ezra, you
Good
good?
dinosaur.
Yep.
You want to ask me that?
Yep.
Nope.
DMs stay in
I'm telling-
DMs. Leave it out of the call. Anyways, back to the Good Dinosaur. I'm not gonna lie, I hated the movie.
Okay.
I don't disagree.
I'm gonna have to definitely put this at D tier.
Damn.
Okay.
It is. I didn't like the message that they were going to try and send. I feel at this point in the time of them creating it has been overused in a way. But like the premise would have been. I don't really know what was wrong with it, but it didn't fit right. I think maybe it was because at the time that I watched it, I was older than what it was marketing to. Like, because if this was marketing to like really, really young kids, like under the age of 5, I guess then it would be a good movie.
I gotta understand
But
what that shit is. I'll be honest.
other than that, I didn't. I just didn't like it.
Okay. Okay. All right, and then Harley, what do you think?
I kind of have to agree with Jackie on that. It's just cause it feels that movie. It was good. The ending was bad. I would say that. I would agree with that. But it also kind of felt like one of those movies that like when you were in elementary or like middle school, your teacher would like have been told to like put this movie on for the whole week for class because it was like a project. Like like it feels like one of those like movies that like the teacher would like have to make you watch and be like, so what do you understand from this movie? Well, I understand that we can't all be the same, but we can all be like different in our own way and kind and stuff. Like that's the bullshit that I get from it. Like it's one of those like movies where like empathy, like you know those empathy things that they would do for like a whole like month. Like, oh, think of yourself in their shoes. That's the shit that it reminds me of.
Okay. So you would put it in C?
I would put
Which
it, yeah, I'll put it above Cars too. I do the same with Jackie.
Yeah.
interesting.
I don't know. I don't know if it can be B. It's just too it's too much that it's like being negatively affected. And
Okay.
what do you
Too
think,
like
Brian?
emotional at the same time.
Okay. All right. I am in 100% agreement with Ezra. I think this is quite literally the worst uh, Pixar movie that they made. I just thought it was just bloated. I didn't enjoy anything. I got bored. I really just didn't care at all about this movie. I think it was just a mess. The fact that he got separated from his family and then he meets this caveman kid. I don't know. I thought it was derivative of Crudes. Um, so that's the reason why I'm gonna put it at D. But if we average it out, it's definitely going to be C underneath Cars.
Mm,
I can't put it above Cars because of our average, and at the same time, I do think that The Good Dinosaur is not a good movie. If literally, I would make a separate tier just for The Good Dinosaur, and it would be never gonna watch this shit ever in my entire life again, and I wouldn't even curse this on my worst enemy because this movie is so fucking terrible. I am so sorry, but I just did not like it. I think this is where, like, again, like I said with Cars 2, Cars 2 to me was like the turning point of like the lack of imagination. Um, and like this is when movies started becoming bad, or at least shaky at best. With the exception of Inside Out. Okay, next one is Finding Dory.
I just want to say though, on that movie, only reason I would put it above Cars 2 for me personally is the visuals. Like visually, it was just more appealing than Cars 2, in my opinion.
I have a counter argument against that though.
You're
is-
subjective. You put it
is-
in S tier. I don't want to hear you.
What
I'm
Cars
joking.
2?
I'm joking. I'm
Oh,
joking.
oh, you're
But-
saying putting it above Cars 2 and
No. Putting Cars 2 in S tier.
Yeah, no. I was talking about like why Good Dinosaur, like the graphics don't really matter about that, is because like regardless
Well-
of how they affect any other movie, as time goes on, the graphics are naturally gonna get better as technology and skill goes upwards.
That is that's a
Uh,
valid
I,
that's a valid point.
I'm saying this right now that it's above. It's the reason why I'm saying above Cars 2 for visuals is because in Good Dinosaur, like it has the whole firefly scene, all the night sky shit when he's talking to the T-Rex dinosaurs and shit. Like when they're legit just sitting around a bonfire and he's explaining like the whole thing with his fucking the crocodile or whatever. Or I don't know what it was, but and then like I just think visually it's more appealing because Cars 2 was all over the place. For the first 30 minutes or 45 minutes of the movie, you're in Tokyo, and then the next 15 is Italy, and then Paris, and it's just like, and then also not to mention they got a lot of the shit wrong, like with some of the aspects of like the visuals on like Paris and Italy, like it felt like very what's the word? Fuck. I can't remember the word, but it just felt like
Stereotypical or
yeah, stereotypical of like how it looked, and I just didn't like it at all. I'm gonna be honest. That's just I don't know. That's how I feel about it.
I will say also is that the very beginning part in Tokyo had a huge effect on me.
I will say it was like that was probably the best moment in the movie. It was the Tokyo area, but other than that, everything else was kind of just meh.
Mm.
Like with the
Um,
stereotypical twin, the stereotypical Asian twin thing.
Well, no.
Like
The
cut.
twins were something from Cars 1.
Well, I'm saying
Yeah.
like but they bring it back into Tokyo, and I'm saying like in Tokyo because you remember that when twins were like first kind of like
We're
came around,
twins.
they
Good
thought
job.
they were like bad omens, all this thing they would kill the kids and all this shit. So it's like I'm just saying like I don't know culturally. I don't think they should have put the twins in that area of the movie because of the cultural aspect of it.
Mhm.
Because they were going for a very modernized cultural aspect, and then taking also tradition to it. So I don't know. I just think it wasn't as appealing as the dinosaur movie. But what's the next one? Is you said Finding Dory?
Yeah, Finding Dory.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Finding Dory, bro. I definitely think it's I definitely think it's above Nemo.
Oh,
Like,
okay. Wow, interesting.
and I will tell you the reason why I think it's above Nemo is in the first movie we had very little like it was just father son like oh he hates him he hates this and then he's like oh you saved me dad hooray and I'm like okay cool and then you don't really get to see like all of the personal relations with him and his son so seeing it with Finding Dory and seeing how his son actually because we can see better decisions in Finding Dory with the son even though like he was in the fish tank with all the fish people in the first one but with Finding Dory you could see all the decisions in him like he's like hey like why don't you see the other side like why don't you understand like what Dory's trying to go through and it kind of shows like the contrast between a son and a father like not that they're always like the same but that there's always differences and then it builds their relationship their characteristics and how they view the world on in terms of like you can see Merlin was that his name
Marlin.
Or- Marlin
Marlin, yeah.
you see Marlin he's like he understands the sea better like way better than when he did before in the first movie And then it also shows like even cutting to main character Dory. Dory is like you're finding out. I mean, you have no idea who Dory is in the first movie. She's just some random ass fish that popped up and said, "I have short-term memory loss. I don't know where your kid went." And then she follows him for the rest of the movie, and they become really good friends on their journey. But in this one, it's like characterization, building character, understanding like how she came to be, and like how life was. And this could be like characterized with. I feel like this movie definitely shows the neglection of children. Like, not that Dory's children were neglecting, or Dory's parents were neglecting her, but it shows what happens when a child is neglected and how it can affect somebody. So I think this is directly above Nemo, not better than Inside Out. Definitely not better than Inside Out, but above Nemo.
Okay. Interesting. All right. That's right.
To echo what Jackie said, Finding Dory is one of the ones that have a lot more in depth character. Their characters are more complex. They're more realistic. The visuals were good. I feel like it was also funnier than Nemo as well. Definitely marketed. I feel like Finding Dory was marketed to a family as a whole, while Nemo was more marketed to just little kids. Um, and like I said earlier, visuals are gonna be more better since with the time. But I did like how they put in the little fun fact. The octopus have 3 hearts joke. That was hilarious. I love that. Um, I would say it's equal to Inside Out.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
I'm definitely not saying it's that, but
Okay.
I mean,
If not equal, slightly below.
Okay.
all right. Harley? Sorry, I haven't been on. Been doing something else. Since
Harley, what do you think?
Um, sorry,
God
I was in my own
damn.
little
Oh,
headspace for a
I'm
second,
not.
so I was a little annoyed. But I'm here, so I'm gonna put Finding Dory. I kind of put it at a low B.
Okay.
Only because, like, I feel like it was good at the same time, but I feel like it was an unnecessary need for the other part of the for another for it to like
Or a prequel,
be a
or
sequel.
a
Yeah,
sequel. Sorry, it felt
yeah,
like
for
kind of
like a
both, but
sequel.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it was
it's a
like
sequel that gives more in depth backstory.
yeah,
yep.
because it's like this girl just like swims up into the fucking life, does her own little like miracle work and shit with her Alzheimer's having ass, and then give her a whole movie. Like, what about Marvin? He's the one who had to deal with that and losing a kid. But y'all gonna oh, I know why. Because they wanted to give what is that thing called? When
Ellen
you like
DeGeneres?
no, did that no, like when you when you are like nice to when you do something nice to somebody because they're like
Oh,
not
like
trying to be
because
canceled.
they have a disability.
Yes, but I'm not trying to get canceled, so you're
Oh,
really
you're not gonna
fine.
get canceled.
No. Like I can see why. Yeah, I can see that. I definitely don't think it's C, D, or S, but I definitely think it's A or B. So,
Okay.
Brian,
I
what's your
don't
thoughts?
Honestly, I do not think it's better than Finding Nemo, and I
Mm,
definitely do not think it's better than Up. I don't think it goes in A. I think it goes in B. And
Okay.
I think it goes low B. I did not like Finding Dory. Um,
mhm.
I genuinely did not like the fact that they moved from focusing on Marlin to focusing on Dory. Um, Dory wasn't actually a compelling character. She was more of the comedy relief. And that's what she should have been. And the fact that we focused on her, I think, really just it didn't do it didn't sit well with me because we had so many other characters that we could have followed, including Nemo again. Like actually seeing how he's growing up, being with his dad. So that's what I personally just didn't like Finding Dory.
Okay.
So but I cannot put it, like, me personally, at least. I cannot put it on top of Up, Monsters University, Monsters Inc., or Bugs Life. So I would say low B. I would say it's definitely better than Brave. But yeah, I would put it
Mhm.
in B. So Jackie, you said A, right?
I said yeah, mid A above Nemo, and then
Okay.
shit.
Ezra said
Ezra
A.
said yeah, and you
Um,
two said B. So
so
it's you both said low B, so objectively it's probably gonna be like
low or high
it's gonna
B.
yeah, it's gonna be like on the top of B.
All right. Interesting.
Is that subjectively, Brian, or objectively when you're looking at it?
I'm looking at it. I'm trying to do my best and looking at it objectively, but subjectively is going to be like, because remember we're doing
Yeah.
average between us. If this was
Yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
this was like my tier list, this would be way different.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I know. You'd have a bunch of different shit in different places, but
yeah. Next one is Cars 3. What do you guys think for
God.
Cars 3?
Um, dude, like I said, they killed off Cars after Cars 2, and then they tried to revive it with Cars 3.
Okay.
I think it's better than Brave, but other than that, it's sitting right above Brave, mainly for the fact that our main character is fucking after two movies, motherfucker is out of it. Like, oh, he can't go fast because he's too old of a car, or like his car model isn't as good as whatever. And I'm like, that's stupid. And then this yellow bitch comes in here that trains people to do it, is objectively faster because of the way her car is her body is built or whatever. That makes no sense. Not to mention after the shit in Cars 1 and then Cars 2, he had to deal with the whole fucking. He was literally racing against the top people in the fucking world. Like,
Formula
and
1 too.
you're telling me he's worse than this other fucking random ass black bitch? Like, no. I think
Not to
That's
mention,
crazy.
not to mention, if you remember, at the end of Cars 2, he's going well over 600 miles per hour, or
like
keeping up with
yeah.
Vader with the rocket boosters.
Yep, that is true.
Yeah, I think that if anything, it makes no sense. The story is so off. I think objectively, it's probably even worse than Cars 2. Like, it's that bad. It's that fucking bad. At least in Cars 2, they had James Bond type shit and made her look cool. Like, this shit was just telling us that fucking Lightning McQueen is fucking old and he can't do shit anymore for no fucking reason. I think it's stupid.
Okay, so this is gonna sound crazy when I say this, but I feel like that it was a sexist move. It was just a way to bump out
Lightning McQueen.
McQueen for a strong, independent female lead.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
What's up with you and Harley, right?
Well, Harley, you go first.
I'd put it at D tier.
Okay.
That's me.
D tier. Okay. Harley, what about you?
Why do y'all keep putting me in this one? I don't want cards. Like,
Oh yeah, you're
Oh
right.
yeah,
You're right.
yeah. Forgot.
That's on me. That's on me.
Don't watch 1 and 2. Just watch number 1,
Yeah.
and you're chilling.
okay.
Don't watch 1 and 2. Just watch 1.
All right, Brian. What do you think?
Okay.
Thanks, Jackie.
Cars 3 actually like upset me in the sense of like I was upset that they're like they're pushing Lightning McQueen aside, all just in like it's not gonna matter. Excuse me. Like this new character, she's not gonna matter in any capacity because guess what? There's not another movie after
Oh,
Cars 3.
Brian, you forgot a
Uh-huh.
few movies. You forgot the Planes movies.
No, that's Disney. That's not Pixar.
That's Disney. That's not Pixar. That's not Pixar.
It's not Pixar?
Yeah.
No,
it's not.
Oh,
no.
I thought it was. 'cause
Surprisingly,
it's
it's
the same
not.
Yeah, it's the same universe, so I thought it was.
So basically Disney decided to do a spin-off, and
Yeah.
Pixar wasn't a fan of it, so they were like, no, we'll do
Which
our
I
own
mean,
thing.
let's be honest.
Planes was definitely better than Cars 3.
Let's be honest.
Planes was better than
not
Cars 2.
Planes was not a good movie, but I will say it was definitely better than Cars.
Yeah.
Cars 2 and 3.
Yep. Yep.
What do you think? What are you gonna give this, Bryant? What are you gonna give it
Honestly,
personally?
I want to give it a C. I want to give it a C. I
Like
s-
where and
I
see?
still think Cars 2 is objectively worse than Cars 3. Like I can actually sit and watch Cars 3. I cannot sit and watch Cars 2. I just can't. I genuinely can't. So I would put it at C, above Cars 2.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, but I have to say it was D. So
D?
I think it's D tier
Okay, we'll put
because
it
me
at
and Ezra.
Yep, we'll put it at D.
I'm sorry, but Bryant, let's be honest, bro. It made no sense at all.
Yeah, I just think
It
they
made
were
0 sense, bro.
Yeah, I just think that they were going for the wrong thing. They focused on the wrong thing, and that's what bit them. But it is what it is, man. Next one is Coco.
Coco. Oh, damn. I forgot that Coco was a part of Pixar franchise. Honestly, yo, like coming from a cultural aspect, bro. Coco was like, I feel like after Coco, things kind of went because it went down. Like it went down hard. So there was like Cars, there was Good Dinosaur, Cars 3, fucking the only really good movie was like Finding Dory. That was all right. Um, but after Coco, the movie started to kind of ramp up a little bit, not like a lot. So I think from the story of Coco to the cultural aspect to the visuals, it was so visually appealing. Um, I think I have to put it above Wally.
Okay. Okay.
It was good. Like it was a good movie. I'll be honest. I'm not opposed to even putting it above Toy Story 1 and 2. Like at that point. Like but right now I'm putting it above Wally for Grace. Because this is objectively and subjectively mixed, so but yeah. That's my take on that one.
Okay.
Coco, I'm gonna have to put in S tier. I fucking loved Coco.
Bro, I don't disagree.
I don't know if I can say it was better than Cars 1, but it is definitely worthy of S tier. Um, like Jackie was saying, the culture in it brought it a lot to life. The plot twist was great. The bond between son and father was great. I loved that, even though I never had got to experience that. Um, which is also gonna have a point on what I'm gonna say on onward too. Um,
Okay.
I think a big part of it that appealed to me was the bond and the fact that even though they're dead because there is a second death, they still feel fear.
Mm-hmm.
It solidifies the reason why the tradition exists and why they do the things they do in the tradition. Why they do the things that they do there. Um, and honestly, it just like with Toy Story 3, it's one of the times where I actively despise the villain.
Okay.
Um,
Makes sense.
Harley, you're next.
Also, it's not a bond between father and son. It's father and great grandfather.
It's more like well yeah, but like I
Split it
feel
out
like
there.
I feel as if like when you're watching it, you feel the father son type of thing. You know what I mean? Like it's not like
Because they have a
yes it is his
similar
great
bond to
grandfather, but
they have
it
they have
feels
the
like a
same
father
bond that
son.
the one kid and the cyborg have in Treasure Planet. It feels
Yes.
the same.
Yes.
Church
I l-
wait, sorry, Church
tre-
of what?
No, Treasure Planet.
Treasure
Treasure
Planet.
Planet.
Oh, treasure. Oh, yeah. I can see that. I can see that.
I
see
feel like their connection is
Silva.
the same as the cyborg has
Yeah,
with
Silva.
Treasure Planet.
that. Yeah. All right. Well, where do you
Silva
think
and
we would put this,
Chip.
Harley?
I can agree with you actually, Jackie, because Coco was really I really liked the way that it kind of puts the conflict with it and shows ethics and family is and also the cultural dynamic behind it. So yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. And honestly, bro, I think it's better than Nemo. Like, I'm just trying to I'm giving it room because I definitely think it's
Mhm.
A to S tier, but I don't. It's hard to put it above. It's still difficult to put it above Toy Story because of how impactful that movie was. Um, it's probably above. I want to say Inside Out, above Inside Out, but yeah, that's where I'm probably gonna finalize my shit in. What do you think, Bryant?
Um, honestly, I think I agree with Ezra more than you two. I think this movie was stunning. Number one. Number two, I just love the cultural implications that this movie has and the inclusion of Mexican culture. I think this was the first time that we actually
Hispanic
brought in Spanish culture. Hispanic
Um,
to be exact, or I should
Yeah.
say
no, because
Latin.
there was the Book of Life.
Yeah, but that was also
Yeah, that was
a
also
little
well, I'm talking about in
wasn't
Pixar, not just
Pixar
Oh yeah, and
yeah,
specifically.
Pixar, yeah.
yeah. And
Book of Life was a
I
whole
think
nother thing.
I will say this right now. Disney is on a way lower category than Pixar. I think Pixar is the top of animation. I don't think as of right now, I don't think that um anybody beats Pixar. And I think the closest thing to Pixar is DreamWorks. But
Yeah.
for the most part, as of right now, I think Pixar, even though the recent movies have been pretty ass, I think Pixar destroys everybody when it comes to animation and stories.
hmm And like I
Personally,
said, yeah.
I will have to put Coco. I'm not gonna put it at S, but I do think that it deserves to be higher than Toy Story. I just
Uh,
really enjoyed the movie, and I really think it was a sleeper. That's the problem. It was a sleeper because not a lot of people went to go see it, even though it was a really good movie. And what I mean by it didn't it didn't break grounds compared to other movies, like Toy Story or even The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Like when I saw when we get to Incredibles 2, um, a lot more people talked about Incredibles 2 than they did about Coco.
Because of how impactful Incredibles 1 was.
Correct, correct.
But
Um,
yeah, I don't disagree. I only said it was above Inside Out as a minimum. And I said,
yeah,
and so I don't know. Yeah, so I think high A is deservable.
yeah, high A, high A.
And now speaking of Incredibles
Now
2,
Incredibles 2, and this one I want to actually hear you guys have to say because I know what I'm gonna put this at. But what
you
about
know
you
what?
guys? Jackie, go ahead.
Okay. Um, with Incredibles 2, like I honestly don't think it's better than Coco, but I do think it deserves A tier because it is also visually appealing. Like with the whole, it feels like Arkham. It feels like Arkham when Elastigirl is hunting down the fake guy.
Oh
Forget his
yeah,
name. So
Screen
it feels
Slaver.
super. It feels super like the attention to detail and all the visuals really appealing. The story was really nice, really good plot twists. Um, and they were actively fighting legally for what was right. And so it shows a lot of, I want to say, it shows a lot of ways that people fight for their rights, including um you know like BLM and stuff like that. So it kind of, at the time when this came out, it definitely felt like it was appealing to what was currently happening in the US.
When
So
did Incredibles 2 come out?
Incredibles 2 came
it
out
was in
in
20,
2018.
2018. Okay, yeah. So yeah. It was it's like a year a year or so from when VLM started.
Okay, yeah, then that makes sense.
So
I'm not
I'm
gonna
just
lie, I
saying
thought
that
it came out like 2020 because I
I
didn't watch
don't think
it
it's
until
above
2021.
Coco, but I definitely think it's high A. Like, it's up there,
Okay.
personally.
Um,
Thoughts,
Ezra?
Ezra?
I haven't really watched it that many times. Like I mentioned just a second ago, I didn't really watch it until like 2021. So I think I've only watched it like maybe 2 times. Um, but what I do remember from it, I remember liking it. I can agree with it that it is A tier. Um, I don't know. I'd say I'd put it around where I personally believe Wally was. Um, so high A tier.
Okay.
Definitely not better than Coco was though. Um, thinking somewhere between like with how you guys have it, somewhere between Inside Out and Nemo.
Okay.
I was thinking like right next to Coco, but not above it.
Okay.
And Harley? What do you
Harley,
think?
what do you think?
Ooh, sorry. For Coco?
No, this
Oh,
is Incredibles.
oh, sorry. Nothing. I'm sorry. Incredibles 2, I would say like it was a decently good movie. Like I understand like the behind it. Um, I wouldn't put it in the middle of Nemo and Inside Out, but I would probably say it's more like af like either it's kind of conflicted either after or before Ratatouille on the A tier scale.
Okay.
But yeah, it was definitely a good movie.
Okay. And Brian, what do you think?
Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm going objectively, I think that this was an A movie. I think this movie did really good continuing off, and it literally continued off right where the first one left off. My only problem though is that in the beginning, it basically undid everything. Because of the fact that like they're trying to stop the Underminer, and yet they get in trouble for trying to stop it, or for trying to stop him, I should say. And the big problem is that they get again disbanded and have to move out and all that. The villain was kind of predictable. I kind of knew it was
Yeah,
her.
I agree with that.
I just knew because of how like I don't know. The thing is that they made the brother the red herring, and they were like making it seem like it was him, but I knew it couldn't have been him. It was too on the nose. But I think Evelyn was just I think she was an interesting character. Um, the sad thing is that I literally cared more about Screenslaver more than I did about Evelyn because I thought he was a really cool villain, and the fact that he kind of played like um, the Riddler role, like when he went on that rant about like how people would rather consume media than actually go through like life, and he's like, you guys watch reality TV shows instead of dealing with reality. You guys play games instead of going outside to play. Like it's just things like that are like that whole entire monologue was probably the best part of the entire movie. Um then I really enjoyed Jack Jack. I think everybody enjoyed Jack Jack.
Dude, Jack Jack was W.
I thought
There's not someone who doesn't like Jack Jack.
yeah,
Jack Jack is a
exactly.
baby.
Like I think what they did with Jack Jack was so interesting because they instead of going with just one power, they went with this kid has multiple, and it makes sense because he's a kid. Um, but yeah, like I thought it was very very interesting. I personally want to put it at A, right next to Coco.
Yep.
Um,
Same.
at least objectively. Subjectively, I would put this at S, and the only reason why is because it's a continuation. It's like a
Oh,
direct continuation
yeah.
of The Incredibles.
And so, what's your final?
I can see B putting in S.
Yeah, my final is going to be A, and it'll be right next to Coco.
I don't disagree. Yep, that's exactly where I would want to put it.
Okay.
Or what's the next one?
Next
Oh
one
my
is
Story 4.
Toy Story
I already
4.
know. I already know what Bryant feels about this movie.
Yep.
I already know how he feels
Can I go
about it.
first? Can I go
but-
first on this one?
Yes, yes, you
Go
can go
ahead.
first, Ezra.
I'm gonna put that right where I had put The Good Dinosaur. I'm putting that in D tier.
That's exactly where
I
Brian's gonna put
hated
it.
this. The
Exactly
only
where Brian's gonna
redeeming
put it.
light that this had was Sporky. Or was it Forky?
Oh,
Forky.
Harley. So
Yeah. He was the only redeeming light this thing ever had.
I think
Other than that, I hated the movie.
you guys are being too harsh on it. I don't think it's A or S or anything like that, but I definitely think it's I definitely think it was like better than Brave. Bro, specifically because I know the movie should have ended off on 3. I fully like wanted to believe it did. When they said number 4 was coming out, I was upset because I feel like they were gonna ruin it, which they kind of did, but they kind of didn't because
Can I say something
it
real
ruined
quick?
it ruined his character as Woody.
Do you want
I
me to
know
say
that for a
something real
fact.
quick?
I know what you're gonna say, Brian. Yeah.
No, what
Go
am I
ahead.
gonna say? What am I gonna say, Jackie?
I don't know specifically, but I know exactly what you might say.
Okay. Well, I will say this. If you think that Toy Story 4 ruined it, there's a Toy Story 5 coming out.
You're what?
Yes, it got announced
You're
this year.
fucking joking.
Toy Story 5. All right, continue,
just-
Jackie. What is your rating?
I think you guys you're putting it too harshly. I think it's better than Brave, so I think I'm gonna put it right in between Brave and Bug's Life. Specifically because it's really visually appealing. They are trying. They also directly went off of Toy Story 3, like they did with Incredibles 1 and 2. So I liked that, but it also is showing more character development, and it's showing conflict between how Woody is dealing with the new changes in his surroundings, comparing it to other people, and also comparing it to having a girl owner versus a boy owner. They're gonna be appealing more to the cowgirl than the cowboy. Like, I just think that there's a lot, and I think it shows growth, like showing that you don't need to be reliant on other people. So I think it's above Brave. That's where I think it's gonna stand for me. But I know that you, Ezra, and Bryant are gonna put it down at the bottom. Yeah, sure, I got you, Harley.
Harley, did you see Toy Story 4?
Oh, she said yes. Just Bryant, you go while she types up her shit.
Okay, okay, that's fine. So
Now we're gonna put it.
honestly, Jackie, no, I'm not gonna put it at. I'm not gonna put it that low. I think that it was a technical marvel. Um, I think that yes, it did ruin Toy Story 3, or at least it should have ended with Toy Story 3, and I think Toy Story 4 was unnecessary. Um,
Definitely.
they kind of took a step back also with Buzz, and the fact that Buzz was like talking about his inner voice, and then it just happens to be his voice commands for his buttons, like his lines for his buttons. I thought that was dumb. I was like, bro, Buzz is smarter than that.
I don't disagree.
I thought like Buzz is smarter than that. Like we went through this already. I don't think they should have done that. However, um, I think Toy Story 4 gotta be D is crazy. That's crazy, John. Yeah, I think Toy Story 4 is going to be the bottom of B tier for me. Um, I definitely just want this series to end. And Kay, I honestly agree with you. I think that we need to know when this is going to end. They're kind of milking this cow dry, and it's right now it's like bare bones. Um, because we really have the story. Like to me, Woody is nothing without Andy, and that's how it should have just ended. When their story ended, that's when everything should have ended. This didn't really help much besides to get Woody and Bo Peep together. So my question is, if this is how it's gonna be, that Woody gets his farewell, what's gonna be the next story? And so that's why I think it's B. Do I think it's a bad movie? No, no. Do I think it's unnecessary? Yes. I also love the fact that Keanu Reeves was in it as Duke Kaboom. That shit was fucking hilarious.
Was he really?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen Toy Story 4 twice.
yeah.
So
Duke Kaboom was played by Keanu Reeves.
I will
And where
say
you, where you
I've
place
used
it,
Toy
Bumper?
Story 4 like I've used Samurott.
Wait, say that
Brian,
again?
where are you gonna place it? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I said I view Toy Story 4 like I've used Samurott, the Pokemon,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
done incorrectly.
Yeah, I honestly, Kay, I hope that it does good, but I don't know if it's going to. That's the problem. Like, my hope is that they don't ruin this franchise because Disney has a problem with ruining franchises, as we
Where are
know
you gonna
with
place?
Star Wars and all that. My place is
Don't
going
even
to
get me
be
started on
B.
Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, and Doctor
B.
Who.
You said B.
I'm gonna put it at
Hey,
B. I'm gonna put it at B,
Okay.
but like, definitely better than Brave. Um,
That's what I'm telling. I'm saying.
so
Right. Um, Harley texted me. I'm gonna read it word for word. Okay, word for word. Um, she says, "So I like Toy Story 4, but Toy Story 4 was just dumb. Like I get they continued it for the little kids, but for those who grew up around the movies, it was just hitting and missing back to back. So I say C or T.
okay, yeah. Chad
So
said Woody
yeah,
stole Buzz's girl, and now Buzz is gonna steal Jesse.
I mean to be honest,
Yo, that's crazy.
I kind of like the dynamic, like the relation dynamic between them.
Yeah, honestly though, I thought that Bo Peep,
was already. I thought she was already Woody's girlfriend.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I thought they were gonna be together even in like 3 because you have Buzz with Jesse. Remember when Buzz was in his Spanish mode?
Love triangle between who,
Yeah.
Harley? Harley said love triangle, bro.
Mm. Wait, where's she
And
texting at?
She's DMing me.
Oh, okay.
um,
Um, Buzz, dude,
I
I
will
just
say
think
this
it was
though
funny.
is that I thought from like the very first movie that Woody and uh,
Yeah, they were
Bo Peep,
flirty. They were floaty
well,
for
yeah,
sure.
they're definitely, and then like with the in number 4, like they show like them like she's like leave with me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they actually go together. But
So like, and then
where's
I
she? Where's Harley putting it?
she said C, so it's gonna be a high C for us then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be that top C between Woody, Bo Peep, and fuck. What is the red?
Jesse.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think that it was obvious though that Buzz and Jesse were
yeah.
like getting up together because at the end of the second movie it was just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
When she does the when she
He
opens the
spun him
door.
down.
Well, no,
Yeah.
when she opens the door and then Buzz's wings come out, it's just like, is that an erection joke?
It was funny as fuck, bro.
It was most definitely an erection
Oh
joke.
yeah.
Woody is brown.
Yo, Buzz got a Woody. Like,
But
that's crazy. Next one is Onward, and I want to hear what
Right.
you guys have to say about this one. 'Cause
I would like to go first, is because this is the one
Yes.
that I was gonna say earlier.
Okay.
That the bond has a lot to do with this. Sorry if I interrupted you, Jackie.
No. You're good.
Um,
I was reading something else.
I'm gonna have to put this above Nemo in A tier.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
right next to Inside Out, purely because of the character development and the growth between brothers. Because that is something that I lacked as a child, and my brother is still a piece of crap. So it was something that I wish I had.
Hmm.
So it affected me a lot. Also, I loved the magic system in there. That was great. It could have been more complex, but it was a kids movie, so it kind of makes sense.
Okay. Okay. Um, are you? Is that was it, right?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. Onward. I think. I think what Pixar was thinking of is referring back to those older movies of like, brothers, son and sorry, brother and brother and son and father type relationship. Um, because that kind of worked out really well, or worked out decently well for most of the franchises, like franchise movie, like MC and also like Nemo and shit like that. I definitely think it's not bad, but I also kind of think the story kind of lacked. Like there could have been more to it than, like, I don't know. I feel like there should have been more to it um than just like, oh, we gotta get our father to blah blah blah, and then the ending fucking sucked. Like we didn't get to hear any, like he didn't say, and we didn't get to hear him say anything. All we saw was fucking him hugging, you know, the older son, and that was it. And like we didn't get like, if we could audibly hear him say, like, you know, tell uh tell, I forget what his name is, this and this or whatever, like tell him, you know, blah, blah, I don't know. I feel like it could have been better, but I think I'm gonna put it in. I'm thinking I'm gonna put it. I don't want to put it above MC, bro. I'm gonna put it above Bugs Life and B tier.
Okay. Um.
Oh, and then Harley, I can read her message
Yep.
out.
Yep.
Uh, so I'm gonna read it word for word. I like Onward. I really appreciate the brother loves and support, but I just don't like how Big Brother was a little pushy. But yeah, the magic is cool, and the way it kind of seemed like Dungeons and Dragons, but you know, just a little hint of it. So she said B tier in between Monsters Inc. and Bugs Life, as well.
Okay.
And you, Bryant?
Okay. So I saw this movie twice and I barely remember it. I'll be honest. I do
Oh no.
remember that it was Tom Holland and Chris Pratt. But I just didn't remember the movie in general. Like I thought it was a very forgettable
Oh.
movie. That was just me personally. Um, I think I lost interest in Pixar because of this movie. It's just, to me it went downhill. It genuinely went downhill for me.
Yeah, Pixar kind of went in a negative direction
Yeah,
after this movie.
I think this movie um I think this movie is a C tier movie. I would definitely rather watch Toy Story 4 than watch Onward. Um, as a
Well,
matter
we
of
got
fact,
we got mid A, two mid B, and then two C. So that's gonna probably be like a high B then.
yeah, it'll be a B. It'll have to be mid B because yeah, it'll be mid B.
Yeah, it'd be mid B. Yeah. Well, that was. So this is where I'm curious to see what Bryant says, because I
For
actually don't
Soul?
know. Yeah, I don't know what you thought about it when you never talked to me about this one yet.
Okay.
So
So okay, Soul is next. Jackie, you go first.
Pixar movie. Um, Harley said this dude got something negative to say about Pixar movies.
Hey, I love
Sad
Pixar
face.
movies, but I love the older ones because so here's my problem with Disney slash Pixar. I genuinely think that they're creatively bankrupt. That's what I honestly think. Disney has not been good, okay, when it comes to movies since I would say let me think. I would say they haven't been good
That's
since
crazy. That's crazy.
since the what was that? What's the name of that movie?
Oh my God, Ryan.
I'm just gonna say that they haven't been good in a while. All right, let me just put it like that. This
Ryan, yeah.
uh huh. Wow.
We get it, you're ancient, but if he gets mad at some like that, don't tell him. I said,
That's,
my bad. I didn't read that.
that's
Senpai.
crazy. That's crazy.
I didn't read.
Hey, I'm not the only one that thinks that too, because we all
I do
thought
think
that.
Brian's old.
Wow,
I
thanks.
do think Brian's.
Listen here, children. Listen, all I'm gonna say is that when it comes to
Brian's
the
38.
older, no, I'm not. When it comes to the older Pixar films, they're way better than they are now.
He's not. He's not.
But I personally,
He's an old
uh,
soul.
yeah,
It's okay.
I definitely am. I'll tell you that for sure.
That is an
Soul.
age.
So talk about
How old are you
Soul.
again? You're like what? You're like what? 34, Brian?
Jackie,
35, I think.
what? What? No, not even close to that.
Damn.
No, I seriously thought you. Somebody said you were 35.
Jackie did. Jackie did. I did not.
Yeah, Brian's 35.
No, I'm not. All right,
How old
Jackie.
are you then,
Soul.
Brian? Tell me.
I'm 27.
Cap. All right.
Jesus Christ, you're old.
Soul. Okay. Look. After like Onward, we had like everyone had a bunch of mixed opinions of what the next movies were gonna coming out were gonna be. I honestly thought Soul wasn't like terrible, but I think it's like bottom B. I don't think it's better than. Surprisingly, I don't think it's better than Brave, but I don't think it's better than MC, MU, or Dory. In my opinion, I just don't. I don't know. It was super visually like interactive, but story wise, groundbreaking wasn't too crazy. So I don't know.
I would say for Soul, it was a good movie, but it also wasn't very memorable either. It was kind of just there. I'd put it in B tier, just because it wasn't awful.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then oh, are you done or no?
I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
So Harley said, "Oh, he's a little baby," but also said, "I thought it was good, but just would have been better as the Pixar shorts. So below Brave on B tier."
Okay. I probably agree the most with Harley here. When it comes to her
Wait,
placement.
I said the same thing.
Oh, I thought you said it was above Bug's Life.
No, I said I don't think it's better than Brave. Surprisingly,
Oh, okay, then I'm sorry. I agree
He's
with
not.
you too. Then, I will say that it was again visually stunning, good movie, but just forgettable, and the reason why was because of COVID. Because this
Yep.
movie came around the time of COVID. So that's the reason why I think the same thing with Luca, but we'll get there when we get there. Um, I just think that it was an average film, made by a above average, actually an
Wait.
exemplary company, which is kind of why I have to put it around B. Just because again, it was an average movie made by a really good company. So
Okay.
I think
I mean,
the
they all said the same thing basically.
yeah, yeah.
And so what is the next movie? It's
Next one is
Luca, right?
Luca. Luca.
Oh, okay.
All right, what do you got for Luca, Jackie?
Oh, I don't know, honestly. The movie, like, honestly, I think it's stereotypical. I think it's boring. The idea is that like they're still like leeching off of other movies, like the protective parent type stuff, trying to like with Brave, like keep their kids safe. Don't let them explore the world. Blah blah blah. I don't know. I'd rather watch Toy Story 4 than watch Luca, so I'm probably gonna put it below Toy Story 4.
Okay.
Um, Mainly because it's like I said, stereotypical. Culturally, it's most of it's inaccurate. Definitely with like this, like with the mopeds and the way everything's set up, all the hilly mountains. I think it's I think it's just too much sometimes. No, not yours. Culture's a stereotype. I'm saying they're being stereotypical with the movie.
Ba-ba-da-boopy.
Have I been to Italy? Um, I'm not sucking your dick. I'm good. But actually, yes, I have actually family in Italy who live in Italy.
Ooh, got the Uno reverse.
So
Um,
I'm actually Italian.
Okay, so
she is too. I knew she was gonna go off because she's also Italian.
Okay.
Jack, can you leave real quick? Cause that's him.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I DC'd because I started getting attacked while trying to build and I couldn't build.
You're good. Let me know, Cherry.
Okay.
Yeah, just I don't know why they want to call it bad.
What do you think? What do you think, Ezra?
Alright.
Luca,
Yeah.
Damn it.
it's mediocre at best.
Okay.
I feel like I don't know. It was easier to remember than Soul, but I don't know if I'd say it was better. I don't think it deserves to be put down there, and I don't know if I want to put it in C tier, if or B tier. Um, I'm either thinking the lowest of B tier or the highest of C tier.
Okay.
I agree. I agree.
So you would watch
You can come
Luca
back now.
over Toy Story 4?
Most definitely.
Yeah. So, Harley. Harley is flabbergasted because culture. And she. What's your Harley? What's your official like one? I know you said S tier, but I don't know if that was
That's crazy.
like a joke or not.
Definitely not S tier.
So
All I gotta say is ba-ba-da-boopy. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
low. She said low B.
Low B.
Logistically.
Okay. I think everybody's on point. With it being in low. Now the B part is where I have to disagree. I definitely think Toy Story 4 is better than Luca. I will
Yep.
definitely have to say, if I were to put it anywhere, it would definitely be between Toy Story 4 and Cars 2.
Harley's
That's
telling
what I
you.
think.
Harley said, "Suck my dick."
I'm good, thank you.
Oh,
But
I forgot these.
yeah, I mean, if we're gonna average it out, it'll be the bottom of B. So I'll just leave it there.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fair and honest.
Next one is Turning Red. Now this one's interesting. Jackie.
I don't think in the history of watching Pixar I've ever seen a movie more terrible than this one. I'm so sorry. I know Good Dinosaur and Cars 2 was bad, but when I saw this movie with my sisters, I absolutely was just flabbergasted. Um like with the period jokes and I don't know, like it was just it's with the audience they're trying to capture, like mid like little like 10 to 15-year olds making period jokes, and then like all this shit, like it's fucking ass. The whole idea of the story is terrible. You're telling me it's and then they're going back to this, like I'm telling you, stereotypical heritage, like with Asian parents and all this. Her Asian mom's super strict, her dad's super strict, she can't do anything. Her heritage is like then they bring up like ancestry and all this like spirits, and I'm just telling you, it's all stereotypical, and it's all BS. I don't like it. I bottom D tier, worst movie in Pixar franchise.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
Um,
Ezra.
I would put it above Cars 3 for one reason and one reason only. I couldn't pay attention to what was happening in the movie, and I could only look at the aesthetics of San Francisco.
Okay.
I forget 99% of what happened in the movie, and I feel like that unforgettableness means that I could at least enjoy the aesthetics a little bit. So I'm putting it above Cars 2 and D tier. I mean, not Cars 2, Cars 3.
Okay.
Harley said like the same thing basically as she said yes. I agree with what you said. It was a simple movie to watch, but in depth I didn't like it.
Okay.
So said D tier as well.
D
I'm
tier.
I
Are you guys above? Is it better than Cars 2
I
or
said
worse?
I
Or
said
sorry, Cars 3.
below Cars 3.
Okay.
Harley is saying I'm waiting. Hold on, she's texting
Yep.
it.
We got one below.
She also said below.
Objectively, below. Of what I can remember, above.
Okay. I'm gonna agree with you. I think that this is the worst Pixar movie that they've made. I did not like it at all. It was terrible. Yes, you're right, Jackie. There was a bunch of period jokes, and I was like, okay, interesting.
Especially for the target audience too. Like, what the fuck are
Yeah.
you doing?
Yeah.
The target audience is like these young 10-year-old like middle school kids, and you're
Yeah.
making like hella period jokes about it.
Yeah.
Not to, like, and I'm saying it's hugely stereotypical movie. Like, there's so many stereotypes in that movie. It's crazy, yo.
Okay.
And another thing I will say is that has to do with this and with Disney is there's a difference between being woke and woke propaganda. The reason why I say that is they proved it with their most recent Doctor Who thing, because Doctor Who has always been a woke show, but they made it. I don't know if they made it propaganda, but they made it woke stereotypical rather than actually just being woke. Rather than having good and forward thinking, it's a mockery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, it's not informative. It's not like an educational type of, like, like they're showing what this is. It's more like they're just plugging in the stereotype and then using it to further their reason of the movie.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. There could have been a way better plot. It could have made it way more different, way better.
Okay.
Other than that, I think that's it. So it's Lightyear next.
Next one is Lightyear. Yes. Yes.
Uh,
All right, Jackie, go ahead. Kick us off.
honestly, this is also with like Toy Story 4, unnecessary movie, bro. Did not need this movie. We had Toy Story 1, Toy Story 2 with Woody and Lightyear as the main protagonists. And then Toy Story 3 also with Lightyear being one of the main protagonists. And then number 4 also where they make him fucking stupid. And then they bring out this BS, fucking Lightyear. I honestly think definitely I think it's better than Cars 3. I think it's better than Cars 3, but I definitely think it's an unnecessary fucking movie. I don't think it's worse than Turning Red. I could kind of sit through this rather than Cars 3. Cars 3 is fucking boring. Lightyear is like eh. Like there's not much to say. I think it's definitely above Cars 3 and D-tier.
Okay. All right. Ezra?
I didn't even bother watching Lightyear. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay. Okay.
In fact, I haven't seen the rest of these 3 movies.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's probably just me, Brian, and Harley then.
I don't think
I
Harley
don't know
saw
if
it
you've
either.
seen-
Oh wait, she said yeah, it was the same thing with what I had for Finding Dory. So above Cars as well. And he said, "I did, bitch. Tell him I said that."
That's crazy.
Where are
All right.
you? Where are you trying to place this, Brand? Where do you think? Where
Honestly,
you lie?
honestly, this movie pissed me off. And
Yeah,
here's the reason
same.
why. So, after Lightyear gets an
I
um
don't disagree. They did kind of do him dirty.
excuse me,
She called you a mean grandpa.
yo. That's crazy. How am I getting bullied in my own fucking stream? What the fuck is going on? Okay.
Damn.
Um. So here's what I think about Lightyear. So the thing is that um after Toy Story 2, they actually made an animated movie and then an animated TV show of Buzz Lightyear. It was called Buzz Lightyear Star Command. It was a really good movie and a decent TV show. Um, so I grew up on that and I really enjoyed that. That was really good. This movie screwed all that up for me because they said we're gonna rewrite everything that happened in the real Buzz Lightyear's life. Number one. Number two, I got
What's
so
up, Latina?
upset. Hey, Latina Curly. Number two, I got so upset at the fact that Zurg is the future Buzz. That was so dumb. That actually got me upset because I'm like, if that's what Zurg is, then there's no point to Zurg. Because
I am your father.
yeah,
Type shit
and
in number
they
two.
almost did that. They almost did that too.
In number 2, bro.
Yeah. So
They did that,
Buzz,
number two.
I am your father. But
So-
no, they almost did that in Buzz Lightyear because he actually says dad. It's like, no, I'm just future you. But my point is that they literally had established lore, and because it was old Disney, and they're trying to rewrite everything that old Disney did, they're basically saying, fuck it, we're gonna do our own thing. And that's the thing. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it whatsoever. I really wish that they did not mess with this. I love the idea that it's a separate Buzz, that it's not just Buzz Lightyear, but it's not the toy, it's the actual astronaut based off of the toy. And so I get it, but at the same time, I just didn't really like the fact that um it just went off the rails. Personally, I think that this is um D. I would rather I would say it's better than Cars 3, but it's definitely one of the worst movies in Pixar lineup. Does everybody
Yeah.
agree?
Well, me and Harley. Well, Harley said also above Cars in B tier, and I said also above Cars in D tier. So
Okay.
I don't know. Like I said, the movie was not good. What's the next movie?
Elementals.
Oh, Elemental.
What do you think,
Oh,
Nick?
I had so many problems, but so many like good things about this movie. I definitely think Elemental is I want to say how am I word this? I want to word this right. I want to say it's above Onward purely because the amount of the storyline is really good. Like they have like actual story, like, and then they explain it. They have the flashback and then how they got there and how they build up their family and their store, and it's visually so appealing. Like going through the city and then the slums, like comparing the slums to the city, uh, so appealing. Like it's so beautiful. Like I don't think it's better than Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc. is too groundbreaking. Um, but I definitely think it's better than Onward because
Okay.
of the story and the visuals.
Interesting. Harley, what do you think?
Harley's saying I think it's B tier because it was a great movie. Only con that I would say about stay around family like every Pixar movie. And then I have her thing for Inside Out too. I'll read later.
Okay. Okay. Ezra said that he didn't see this one.
Okay, so it's just me and you, Bryant. Oh wait. Oh, what's your thoughts on Elemental, Bryant? She's also said B tier, so
I think it's B tier.
mm-hmm.
But like right here, it's better than Brave.
What do you mean right here? Oh, like but in between Bug's life.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's a fair place to put it.
I think it was really good. I love the jokes that they
Mhm.
did with the different
Yeah.
elements mixing together. Like that to me was hilarious. Definitely an uphill like definitely a positive trend um for Pixar right now. I would say this movie and Inside Out 2
Yep. Yes.
are
Definitely. Definitely
definitely
seeing a
bringing
positive
back
trend.
I definitely think that they're bringing back Pixar to its former glory. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was actually pretty interesting. Seeing how everybody has different elements and how each element, like it's kind of like elements are race and like the whole thing of like interracial
Yeah.
marriages or interracial relationships. So
Yeah.
that's why I liked it. I thought it was a really good movie.
Don't disagree.
So yeah, I would say that.
Harley's going to bed, so
Okay.
I
Yeah.
won't say night. Good
Good
night.
night, Harley. All right.
I think she might be sleeping or something, but
Next one is Inside Out 2. Jackie.
I will read what Harley said first.
Okay.
And she says Inside Out 2 is A tier because it really has Riley grow up with you, and this is the first movie to ever make me cry. No movie has ever done that, so it really hit close to my heart and close to home. I think Inside Out 2 was phenomenal
Okay.
in terms of like they directly came back, like I said, Incredibles 1, Incredibles 2 directly came back to the story like right after it happened. So and then they're presenting all like the average like teenage vibes, the different emotions. They even showed nostalgia.
Yep.
Like they showed nostalgia, which was crazy. Like there's like so I feel like that's a sneak peek into a later prequel, maybe, I don't know, but I think it was a great movie. Very still visually appealing. Like they still did really great. They showed how she grew, like all the different islands. They explained what they like, kind of what they did. Um, and then they also show like, but then they also kind of show how, like they legit show how like emotions take over per like people like
Mm-hmm.
at some areas of life, and they like explain it like they put it in such a good way for the audience they're targeting, because the Inside Out 1 came out when I was like in middle school or whatever, right? And Inside Out 2 comes out like later in my life where I'm in high school about to finish, and I'm looking at this and I'm like, dude, it's so accurate. It's so accurate, and so it's like it feels like they're they're conveying the emotions really well with the characteristics, and then they also show like how they end up like at the end of the movie. It shows like how they end up all like agreeing with one another, or like they settle down like, I'll handle this and you handle that and we can split the work.
Mm-hmm.
So I think definitely I definitely want to say it's above Nemo, but definitely not above Inside Out 1.
Okay. Okay.
So, and then you're the last one, right?
Interesting. Hmm. Okay. I think that this movie was good. I love
Mhm.
how anxiety takes over because whether we realize it or not, when we are teens, we're anxious because here's the problem. When we are teenagers, we're expected to know what we want to do for the rest of our lives. We're expected to take life serious because now we're transitioning from kids to teenagers. And so um it's kind of like that transition into seriousness, right? And so that's why I really enjoyed the fact that like anxiety was taking over a lot, and how anxiety and embarrassment work together really well because they kind of complement each other. You do things anxiously because you don't know what's going to happen. But then if something doesn't happen the way that you think it should happen, you get embarrassed. And so there's like it kind of introduces the complexity, the vast complexity of emotions and how irrational emotions really are. So that's why I personally think is it a I don't agree with that. I think um actually, you know what? I do agree with that. I think that it should be below Ratatouille and above Up. So in between those two. I do
Okay.
not think it's better than Wally. I do think Ratatouille gives it a good run for its money. Um, but I just think Up, because here again, like I said with Up's first like 15-20 minutes are peak. Like they're S. The rest of the movie just drags it down a bit. So I personally would put it right around here. But you guys put it right here.
Yep.
So I would say it kind of averages out to here.
Yeah.
And so that is our tier list.
Tier list. Only what 4 or 5 hours later.
3 hours and
Yeah.
25 minutes.
Jeez.
It was
Yeah.
a minute. Took a minute.
Yeah, but the thing that I liked is that we actually came up with reasons, like objective and subjective reasons as to why. I do
Yeah.
think that again, Pixar has good movies, and I think Pixar is still the best at what they do. I just think that they had a couple of speed bumps in recent years. So,
Yeah, I think
Those are some
they're
pretty
going in
big
a
speed
very
bumps.
uphill valley right now.
yeah.
Like I could definitely see it at the moment. Especially after Elemental and Inside Out 2. And it's not like Elemental is bad or anything, that's why it's in like low B, but it's just because like MC, MU, and like the other ones are just kind of more groundbreaking, I think. And it's hard to get past the first tier of Monsters Inc. and B tier, you know what I mean?
Yep. I feel you.
So it's like just difficult.
But all right, chat. That's our tier list. Let us know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are the changes you would make? I'm actually going to post this on Instagram and on Twitter. This video will this will be probably turned into a video. We're probably going to edit it, and just try to get us, you guys' opinion on it.